All right, I've been waiting to do a live reaction to this. Let's do it together.
With a hospital wristband, and said he'd just been diagnosed with a condition that is behind all of his behavior. He said that since taking medication, he is no longer irrationally hates Tommy C. Chat, please, chat. I need to take my Stop Hating Tommy C pills. They prescribe it now. It's called Tommy C Lexicon, and they prescribe it to me, so I don't hate him anymore, chat.
Yes,
I need my Tommy C pills.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Broadcasting live from the heart of the earth. This is the most badass original drama cast for your ass. Stop the boys, bitches. Jenny behind the glass. Tommy C here. What's happening?
Need you to share your screen.
Oh, let's see it. Oh, I should have done that, right? That would have been helpful. Not helpful. Yeah, when you make a call in, you got to share the screen to see everything. You got to click my screen share. There you go. But don't worry, it was awesome.
I bet it was.
I've never heard that guy Josh. That guy Josh always shitting on me for whatever reason. He said the funniest thing he ever said was, "I'm the guy at the end," because he hates people from the Northeast. I can tell that. So he says, "I look like the guy that raps on everybody at the end of the Mob movie." That's my personal favorite.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
I get a kick out of him. He's too funny. But to see him crack up like that, because he takes himself pretty seriously. So to see him crack up like that was like, that's wonderful. And by the way, I knew about Tommy C Fills. It's funny. I can't believe I didn't get it, because when I heard about Tommy C Fills, I was generally concerned about Bowax. Nick told me, said that, and I was like, I don't care. I just care about him. So I never got any kind of chance to reflect on just how goddamn funny that was. So that was the Stop Hating Tommy C Pills was absolutely perfect. All right, everybody, what's up? What's going on? Y'all want to hear about Turkey Tom? Oh boy, he's been a bad boy. We're gonna expose.
He's been very naughty.
He's bitch ass, but not for what you think. We're definitely gonna expose him. He deserves to be exposed. Turkey Tom's chat rips him apart after he casually admits to cheating in school.
Yeah, from our favorite place, r/YouTube drama.
How did he think this is going to go? Oh, I can talk about what I want when I'm a big YouTuber. You're wrong. You can't. And if you want to be like me, you can. You can't. So let's. This is too funny.
I don't care if a guy cheats on a girl and I don't know them. I don't care if a girl cheats on a guy and I don't know them. It's not my fucking problem, okay? I have cheated before. I have dated people who have cheated before. It's not my fucking...
Makes sense to me. And most adults and anybody that's had a relationship, this is, there's upsides, there's downsides. Oh, Tom thought he could talk like a regular person. Tom thought he could be honest.
Like, it's not chat's problem. It's not the world's problem. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? It's like a thing that happens in relationships. This is actually nuts. Wait, Tom cheated on someone? Yeah.
Get some, bitch!
Being a fucking
Get
adult.
some!
70% of every adult you meet will have cheated on someone at some point in their life, okay?
It's like 2 out of 3 marriages fail. Infidelity being the highest. I'm just going to go on here and I'm going to tell them that I cheated on somebody. Who the fuck do you think you are? Wrong Tom. That motherfucker thought he was me. You ain't me. You can't do that. You can't be honest. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to be honest. After you have crafted this perfect career, after you've put everything, got your optics checks, and not taken as many chances as I did, and not taken enough L's, he thought he could be me. That's what he thought. He thought he could talk about something openly and honestly about his fans when he courted all these losers. The loser creeps and pedo guys. Shout out to JFA. He came up with this joke. Thought, and Scrubby, actually Scrubby and them at the same time, thought that he could be bare his soul. You're not me. You'll never be me. Here's what you'd have to do. Here's what you have to do. You know, every time that Augie turns around, it's like, I think Tom, that's a little unhinged. You got to do it anyway. That's what I did. There's a downside. You're only going to make a few grand a month, and you'll never be rich. Because when you are rich, which I think I'm pretty sure Tom is now, you can't be honest. And here's the truth. Here is the truth. They don't want you to bare your soul to them. They don't want honesty as much as they tell you. They want you to lie to them. That's what they want. If you want to be honest, you got to take a cut in fan base, bitch. If you want to talk reality, you got to take a cut in fan base, bitch. Look at fucking Jimmy. Look at Jimmy. Fucking PewDiePie. He walks like, I want to be myself. I'm out of here. Bye. I'll put up a video when I feel like it. Thank you. 1 million views. Cling. You can't be me. You will never be me. You are not that big a loser. You can't be me. Turkey Tom thought he was Tommy motherfucking C. You can't be honest. You can't say, well, relationships fail. You can't say that you're a human being open to temptation. You can't even do what I do. You can't even say, not every girl that I've said this before, not every girl that cheats is a slut. Shit happens. Girls got to get their fucking show their oats just like guys do. And I think it's personally unfair that they get called sluts, but that's just the way it is. Guy bangs 2 girls in the night. It's like, pow, high five, motherfucker. If you blew 2 guys in one night, anybody giving you a high five? No. No. You wouldn't even tell your girlfriends. You might tell your slutty girlfriend and deny it later.
No.
No, you thought you could be me, Turkey Tom. You can't be me. You'll never be me. You will never, and that goes for all you fucking YouTubers that want big money. You can never be honest, bitch. Remember that. When you laugh at me, when you come on my show and you pass me and you're like, God, Tom's still down at 50,000 subs. That's unfortunate. I grew up listening to him. I was in 16 when I listened to him. Just remember, you can't be me. None of you can. None of you. The only guy that could possibly do it, and Nick got it. The only guy that could possibly get away with this, maybe Nick, but he hasn't crossed. He doesn't got 100K. Not to say he couldn't. But he got 100K. You can't be me. They want to be lied to. They want to. You can't even say the fans want to be lied to. That they don't want the truth. That they're being dishonest and disingenuous when they want the truth. And then way on the inside, they want to bare your soul. It's the women trick. I want a guy that bears his soul and shows his sensitive side. You show that, he's fucking your fucking friend. That's what the fans did. The fans fucked his best friend. That's what happened. No girl wants. They say it, but they don't mean it. An Irish girl teach me back. He goes, Americans, they always talk about their feelings and their soul. And I know us women tell us that, but it really isn't true at all. They want to know if you fucking make money and got it going on. That's what. And you know what? I don't think women are cheaper sluts for that. I think that's just the nature. I think that's just the reality of the situation. And I don't think Turkey Tom did anything fucking wrong either. I don't give a shit if he cheated some girl when he's 19. If you do, you are a retard. To the first power. There is something,
Wow.
You are telling everybody when you, first of all, you're just cancel culture. You're telling me there's no path to redemption. This is, I could almost see it's like, I cheated my girlfriend yesterday. Yeah, Tom, that's a pretty stupid thing to say. That wasn't very nice. That's not what happened. He was trying to give some insight on the way people feel. And you're like, no! What did that guy do? I'm like, imagine if it was a relative of yours. Yeah, I can. Because it probably happened to all of them because it happens to everybody. Everybody gets cheated on yet?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? It happened to me before I cheated. I just realized I was going through it today. The first time I cheated was in my 30s. I was a pretty good boy up until then. A friend of mine got a blowjob from a hooker in his goddamn bachelor party. That was funny. And she found out. And she married him anyway.
Nice.
Marriage didn't last.
Shame.
No, that was my homeboy, man. He actually flew out here to Germany. And you know why their marriage got ruined? She decided to go through with the marriage, but she couldn't stop bringing it up.
Yeah, she couldn't get over it.
She gave him a baby. They tried to work it out. She tried to. Can you imagine? She had to. I think she knew when they got married.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think she knew.
Why
She
go
went through
with it then? That's the thing. That's
because tell me that after. That's where you don't know. You don't know what happens to women when they're planning their wedding. It is tunnel vision. It is tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't. Women, I've seen women blow their marriages prior to them happening because they get such tunnel vision, and what the guy sees is like, oh, I'm going to be furniture. I'm out of here. I've seen that happen a few times. They did a whole MTV special on that accident scenario when I was a teenager.
Oh wow.
Yes, she realized. The funny thing was, she was kind of cool because she realized what she did wrong, right? And she said she wasn't paying attention to him. She's worried about the flight numbers and this and then that, and then she stopped being his girlfriend. And then and thought, oh my God, that's like, if I'm not even her husband yet, this is not what I want. And she got her heart broken, which you make you feel, but she recognized it. I mean, her girlfriend's all tired. He's a bastard. He's a bastard. He's a bastard. And she was like more reflective on the whole thing. Yeah, he's a bastard. He didn't give me a chance, but I asked for it. You know, she probably got mad. If she's that reflective, I'm surprised they allowed her to be that reflective. It should have been all men are bastards type thing. But she knew that wasn't going to help her. So Turkey Tom tries to be honest because he thinks he's me. You're not me. You can't be me. You have too much money, too many fans. You got to be. Every time you're like, if one person's a fucking idiot out of 10, 20, maybe even 50, and you got 1 million fans, that's a lot of morons in your chat. That's a lot of people that, like, oh God, need to touch grass is just the beginning. This is a part, like, if you believe that nobody can be, because like cheating on your partner or that happening, by the way, no tears if you do it. It's on you. But it is as common as leaving the toilet seat up when you're married. Women hate it. Rule around here is put it down for me, bitch. But it is that common. It happens. It's not good. It is a character reflection. A lot of times it happens once, and that's it. There are very few marriages on this earth that don't have some kind of infidelity. So to say that somebody is juiced up with all those fucking hormones, right? That's juiced up with all those hormones. The sex is just running through both their veins. He's rich. He's internet famous. He's got a lot of girls. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a lot of girls. You don't know anything. All you're saying is you don't know anything about temptation. And if you think that you're above temptation, oh, I'm sorry. I don't think you have a lot of experience with sex. I don't think you have a lot of experience with the opposite sex. I think you're just a judgmental prick. I think you're letting everybody know that you're ridiculously immature. More so than somebody who cheats. Yes, that's right. Much more than somebody who cheats. Because Tom wasn't coming at you. Like, you would have think, there's two reactions that I saw from the vigor from the fan gaze. It's almost like he casually, I raped this girl one night, but I was really drunk. That's not what he said. Or, hey, I cheated on this chick. It was awesome. He didn't do either. But the expected reaction to that would have been what we saw. It's only 3 people. I got 3 people lecturing my own fight because I went, I cheated once.
I think we have somebody in the YouTube chat doing it as well right now.
Oh, really? Good. Bring it. Come on in. Come on in. Let everybody know. They just want attention. I'll give it to them though. Everybody fucking know that you don't believe in redemption, that you don't believe accidents happen, and you are going to have a miserable relationship. Miserable. Because no one's ever going to pass your purity test, and the only ones that will be liars. Whether you're male or female. If you're male, they're going to lie to you because they know what you need to hear. You need to hear purity. Tom was trying to bare his soul and talk about a situation. And you know what? I'm sorry. It's not my business if somebody else's cheats unless they make it my business. If Tom was 29 years old and called me, and this is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th, or 20th time he's doing this, it's like, Tom, you do this to yourself. You got to grow the fuck up. But how do I tell a 20-year-old guy to grow up? He's not grown up yet. And I happen to know Tom when he was a teenager. And what happened was, and in some cosmic way, he deserves this. Because we're talking about a guy, this is when he was a teenager, not an adult, that was the most unforgiving guy when it came to women. And he'll admit that, because we've had this conversation before, right? Mm-hmm. If anybody, if they... forget OnlyFans. If the skirt was slightly too short for him, if the boobs were too big, and the jealousy over the e-girls and the Twitch girls, it was just making him steam. It just makes me feel so good that same mentality bit him in the fucking ass. So I remember he told me this. He's like, you're really right about girls. Here's what he said to me. He says, women are fucking awesome. They're great. And I was too judgmental. I was like, I told you, it's great. Now you're in college now. I was like, it's fucking awesome. I go, you were really judgmental. Yeah, I was. It's a stupid way to be because you find out the opposite sex, they're not magical and they put on their pants the same way you do. Yes, that's right. There are some things that men don't get forgiven for. Usually this. And there's some things that women don't get forgiven for. Maybe just being a little... loose, so to speak. And it's all bullshit. We all go through it. The problem happens is when you're doing it late 20s, early 30s, you're still doing it. If you haven't broke the habit by the time you got married. Because now you're doing damage to people. But I'd much rather Tom make these mistakes while he's young than break up a whole family over it. Get it out of your system. Here's another thing that young people don't realize. Their parents tell them this, but they don't listen. Your relationships at 20 mean next to fucking nothing. They feel like they do. They definitely feel like it. They mean shit. Everything you're doing now is probably a learning experience to when you actually date an adult. And both of you are adults now. And now I think kids grow, like in the old days, you had to work on the farm. You had to make money for the store. You had to do this. You don't have to do that shit anymore. You can fuck off all through your 20s. So you don't really become an adult until you have actually a responsibility. Tom doesn't have too many other than paying his people. And he's never had to experience that. He's never had to pay for a baby. He's never done it. And you know what? Fine. That doesn't, I don't think any less of him. So the adult hasn't totally kicked in. And how old is Tom?
I think he's 22.
He's 22.
I think he's 22.
22. So he'd just be getting out of college now if he did it on time, and he doesn't look like the type. I'm sorry. He's a 23, right? He looks like a 23 guy to you. Right. You're 21, right?
No, I'm 22. He's a little bit...
You're 22, but you're going for your master's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 22. He's a little bit under a year younger than me.
By the way,
he just turned 22.
I know stuff that Tom did that would probably create this much outrage, but it was all just young people shit, stupid shit. The problem is if you're still doing this when you're older. It's a problem when you really commit yourself. I'm sorry. When you're 20, it's like, and if you're going to freak out about something like this, there's something more wrong with you than there is. And you got all these people, and I just think, because I like calling people Nazis that normally call other people Nazis. So, in a sense, like the way I see it, I'm using Nazi, not like you believe in some kind of radical right. We used to say when the kids, oh, you Nazi'd my drink, you Nazi'd this, or you took that, or you're trying to control people. That's the way I use it. And I'll continue to use it no matter who it aggravates. But one of the things the SA used to do was they would go to college campuses. This is going to sound familiar, different subject though. And if they heard a professor they didn't like, they would just go, ah! Try to get him fired, everything else, right? That's being a Nazi. Those are the brown shirts. So I use it often. And a lot of young people are stone cold Nazis that would make really good concentration camp guards. There's a lot of people. And I saw them all during COVID. You might have met a few yourself. So I call these guys, and to me it is. If you were this, and the Nazis had their own purity test, so it was a little different. But if you don't pass a purity test, you're irredeemable. It's one thing if you went in there and said, that's fucked up, Tom. I thought better of you. Well, that's a fair opinion to have. I didn't, but you don't know anything. All right, I thought better of you. But this has become a full-fledged hate brigade and cancel culture machine. And the good news is Tom's big enough to get something like this now, right? But he thought he was me. The bad news is all you've done, if you want Tom to be honest and bare his soul to you, if you want to get closer to the YouTuber, you just pissed that away. Sorry. You pissed away because you're not going to do that. And I know Tom. He's very calculated as far as his career is concerned. He had a lapse in, he's probably streaming too much. He had a lapse in judgment. Because if I know Tom, he wouldn't have done it if he thought he got the backlash. Know it. And that's why you see the frustration. I love this part. Oh, it's so good.
Tom cheated on someone? Yes. Welcome to being a fucking adult. 70% of every adult you meet will have cheated on someone.
Probably more.
At some point in their life, okay?
Yeah, everybody. Hey, guess what? Your mom blew the postman. Your dad fucked the hooker. Overwhelming odds that's the case. If you actually believe in these purity tests, you just haven't lived. You're screaming it. You're screaming that you have not lived a day in your life. Shit happens. And just because it's not an excuse. I know there's a lot of guys, I love to cheat my girlfriend. I'll just use the same excuse Tommy is. Oh, no, it's not an excuse. And if you go in there and say, well, these things happen, everybody knows you're being fake and not sorry. I didn't get the impression in this that he was saying he wasn't sorry. He was going to talk about an experience he had. Now you pissed it away. Now when you get in this situation, you're not going to even know how to handle it, what to happen. Well, I would never cheat. All right. But this is also a way you can learn to not tempt yourself or how to avoid temptation. Do something that Tom did differently, but you robbed yourself. You robbed yourself of content. Because you're incapable of learning and you're only capable of going on there and saying, bad. So I heard, what was some of the people on Chud Logic? They were saying, well, Tom was screaming about this, and YouTubers do this. So there is some truth in this, but it's really apples and pears at the end of the day. Tom was bitching about some YouTuber committing some impropriety. I don't think he was cheating, though. How can he sit there and do this? Well, can a murderer that's in jail tell you not to murder, that murder's wrong? No, it's not wrong. You're a hypocrite. No, murder's still wrong, even though the guy's a hypocrite. All right? He is hypocritical, I suppose, at some level. But the idea that you can't say something's wrong because you've done something wrong is insane, because none of us could talk about anything, ever, anytime. I certainly. If a friend of mine saw him yelling at his girlfriend, I said, you really can't be yelling at her like that. You got to calm down. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping her. You're just making yourself look like an asshole. I've yelled at my wife even worse. It means I can't say it. Yes, I've done terrible things. Ex-wife too, ex-girlfriends. I'm sure each one of them can tell you something rotten I did. Except cheating on it, because none of them ever found out. Unless they're watching now.
Exposed now. Guys, clip this and then send it to them.
Exposed. Now, it doesn't clear you. It'll never clear you completely. But it's like it's like this. If you think, I knew Catholics like this growing up, that they do, here's all right, well, I'm going to get really fucked up this week and I'm going to bang this chick, but then I'll go to confession. Well, that doesn't count. Because you don't feel bad. You're just like, I'm just making sure I get to heaven. That's fate. It's like Pascal's wager, roundabout way.
Yeah.
Pascal's wager does not work according to God, I heard. Right?
Oh, shame.
No, because you didn't get it. But I didn't get that impression at all. Tom was trying to talk about a situation. I would have loved to heard about it. This is my favorite thing to talk about, is relationships. Absolutely. Well, you robbed us. And I remember how rewarding it was for me to have a conversation with Tom about relationships and his new insight coming from incel Tom to college kid Tom. And it was kind of fascinating. And I learned a little bit. You didn't. You just clutched your pearls and got really, really mad about somebody you don't know and doesn't care about you. Meanwhile, you'll listen to rap music where they're all fucking cheating. Every one of them. So I could like, if Tom would have said something, I cheated and it's okay, I would be like, yeah, I kind of get it. I get the, well, I'll never get cancel culture, but I get the outrage, right? I'll never get the cancel thing. I'll never get the cancel thing for somebody that was trying to tell you and give you some insight about the mistake they made. I think that is a reflection of you. You're just a thought Nazi. You're just screaming to the world that you have zero maturity. You're just screaming to the world that nobody's redeemable, which really makes you a Nazi or a fascist or whatever the fuck. It's either pass the purity test or be irredeemable. There's something wrong with you. And you're never going to learn anything. And I bet your relationships suck. So if you're going to come and give me some credit, you better be ready to talk about your relationships. Better. And I'll detect if you're full of shit. Because I'm good at this. I do love phones. Well, we'll sniff it right.
Yeah, we're segueing into like a little mini love phones. If only Tom had come on here to talk about his love problems.
Oh, no.
This never would have happened.
He thinks he was me. He can't come on here. He can't come on here. All right, the Wimpy Fox is the idiot that was, watch the difference. I tell you something I learned. You Americans are puritanical. You're unbelievably puritanical. So is that Wimpy Fox? They're the ones. Actually, no. Let's go over some of the crazier answers first. Yeah. Let's go some of the craziest stuff first. Let's do it to it. So we got Turkey Tom.
Bring him in.
The first tweet was from me. Here we go. I cheated my girlfriend when I was a young man too. It wasn't right, but it happened. Deal with it. Deal with it. What does that mean? Does that mean cheating's okay, or does that mean shit happens? Shit happens. People make mistakes. Why is this mistake so much like, it's not rape, it's not murder, it's not child molestation. It's a failed relationship. So that should be equated with rape and murder. Get the fuck out of here. You're sick. There we go. Oh, the person that's going to be calling in. If it wasn't right, what's even the point of mentioning and telling people to deal with it? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to judgmental, puritanical, Nazi bitches like yourself. That's the point. And the point is that Tom was trying to reveal something, talk about something that probably wasn't terribly comfortable, and everybody just shouted him down. And if he wasn't such a pussy, and he was more like me, even though he thought he was me, and he's not me, he would have said, you know what? He panicked, and you could see it. I would have been like, deal with it. This is what I do, and this is a story I'm going to tell. And you can freak the fuck out about it, but you're going to show everybody what a fucking incel you are. So there we go. So this is the kind of pearl clutching I'm talking about. What do we got? That's between you. Okay, that's the first one. Second one. What do you think? Do you think it'd be slightly hypocritical not to shit on Tom? Why is it hypocritical not to shit on Tom? Why am I obligated to shit on somebody else for cheating? Why absolutely shitting on Bobax for lying about having BPP? First of all, I didn't really do that. Where's the video of me going crazy about him lying about BPD? I remember laughing about it. I remember laughing at Tom when I first saw him. Look at him. He thinks he's me. He's not me. And he, right away, this is like a red herring. Tom was trying to talk about something, and I was saying, Jesus Christ, everybody cheats to some extent. Everybody's unfaithful, and it doesn't make you irredeemable. That's what I meant by deal with it. And by the way, I'm not talking to you who know. I'm talking to the retards, the ones that are trying to put you to the purity test. Let's see. That's my reply. Let's see. What's this one? It wasn't right. So I told her, I'm not a thought Nazi or an outrage monger. And that's really who I'm talking about. There's large groups of people that love to join the outrage train because that is like the lowest, because you're miserable. You got nothing fucking going on. But what you could do, you could feel a little bit of life. Instead of getting your relationship together, forget worrying about, you can worry about somebody else. I haven't cheated. I'm better than them. And in some cases, they already did, and they're going to pretend they did. A lot of those out there. A lot of priests in whorehouses out there, right? Also, I know what it's like to be young.
Scroll down for those two.
Yeah, sure. Also, I know what it's like to be young. Sure. Also, know what it's like to be young and make mistakes. And I was 30, so I definitely knew better, right? You know why I cheated on her? I'll tell you right now. She was driving me crazy. She was domineering. I was just getting off a divorce. And I wanted to, at some level, totally not right. Should have just broke up with her. Was really kind of, and I did shortly afterwards. Totally cruel on my part. Totally necessary. But I just, instead of being, I was a pussy. So I wanted to like feel like, instead of taking back power and saying, look, we're done. I just wanted to like be a little kid and be immature. Like I cheat on you. Right? And then I broke up with her. Totally not right. Terrible. But I doubt they know. And would rather not throw people away for the above. So deal with others' mistakes or be a Nazi outrage monger. I see you've decided. There was my reply. You only got the 1, 2, 3 there. Do I have to go?
Scroll down on this one. You can see a couple more. The one that you've got up already.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Yeah. Scroll down in this.
Yeah. You can see a couple right there.
My guy, they're not calling you a Nazi outrage monger. We get you're sweeping for Turkey Tom, but that's fine. Kind of like why is like I'm not sweeping for Turkey Tom. I'm pointing out how ridiculous you're being. What a pearl clutch! You're a Karen. The people that are freaking out about, I'm not talking about the guy like, hey, that's out of line, right? I'm not talking about them. But you know what? We would, if there was just a bunch of people that just said, Tom, that was no good. We wouldn't be talking about it. We're talking about you. We're talking about people that reply to me 16 fucking times because they have nothing better to fucking do. That's what we're talking. We're making fun of you. And that's why you're taking this personal. Because instead of me just saying, Tom, that's reprehensible. I'm just pointing out like how ridiculous you are. Like, I mean, Bill Burr did a whole bit on this about people making fun of, or not making fun of, that would have been funny. Like, completely freaking out about Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, some guy with these Honda Civic going into a news station, that's not very reprehensible. You know, a guy that doesn't know anything about temptation, doesn't know anything about what's going on, doesn't know anything about his memory, but this destroys his legacy. Now, I'm directly lifting from Bill Burr in this situation, so nobody gets me for, what do you call that? What do you call that when you steal somebody's work?
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism. So I don't plagiarism. I'm directly referencing it. I'm a Nazi.
You cited your sources.
Yeah. I'm a Nazi for saying we shouldn't criticize people for cheating on their partners. No, you want a license to brigade. I'm saying that's gay. And I think you know I'm saying that. So you're framing it like, oh my God, he called me a Nazi because I simply disagree with him. First of all, your little reply here wasn't exactly, you were being snarky. So you get what you deserve. This doesn't say, Tom, don't you think you're being a little bit hypocritical? I personally, I've been cheated on. It hurts me. And I worry about other people getting cheated on. I don't want to normalize it. That's not what you said. You decided to get snarky with me because I said, get over yourself. So this is more about you than it is about Tom. My guy, not calling you a Nazi or outrage monger, by the way. We are sweeping for Turkey Tom. And that's fine. Just stop tweeting about it and it'll go away. Like I gave a shit. I'm doing this on purpose so I could do what I was doing now. I'm exposing you. You want to expose Turkey Tom for cheating? Go ahead. You want to fucking make a channel. Call it Cheating is Bad. And I'm going to expose all these YouTube cheaters and just, you'll probably get a few fans. And then somebody will laugh you out of existence. That's what I'm making fun of. So don't make this about Tom. You're mad that I'm making fun of you. And your ilk. You know, the Nazis. Let's say, what else we got? Although this is a good one. For somebody who is a veteran at internet trauma, you're rather quickly pulled, you are a Nazi if you don't agree with me card. I didn't say that at all. I just said you're a complete fucking Nazi because you're acting like a ridiculous jerk. You're certainly entitled. And you know what? You know that because I wrote in the tweet that it was wrong what I did. And you know that because you commented on that. I'm calling you a Nazi because you're trying to control people. You're being puritanical, unforgiving, saying people are irredeemable. You're not. No, don't give me this bullshit that I'm simply voicing my opinion. Then why did you voice it to me and not Tom? Because you knew I was making fun of you. And you're right. You're 100% correct. I'm making fun of you. The same way I used to make fun of those kooky Christians back in the 80s. And now I'm making fun of you. The worst in our society. The overly judgmental with no experience. You know, there's two types. Like with the Christians, they're real phonies when it comes to this stuff. Super phonies. Because they pretend that they believe in redemption, and they don't. They're all a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are scarlet letter types. If you had a girl that's got a problem, and she's been sleeping around, and it's gotten her nowhere, and then she breaks down, she comes to some kind of, this is not helping me, it's fun, but I'm losing respect, and I want help, and I want to stop doing this. The phony Christian is like, you get what you deserve. You laid your bed. Lay it later. What they're supposed to do is try, let me help you. Let me help you. So the Christians at least have to pretend they give a shit. The new lefty way of doing things is you're irredeemable. You don't pass purity, you're irredeemable. The Christians, you can at least point out the hypocrisy of the Christians. You say you believe in this. You believe in redemption. You believe in forgiveness of sin. Admittingly, there's some things that cannot be forgiven. Pedophilia, certain types of murder, maiming somebody, child molestation. Okay, fine. This ain't it. Rape. This isn't even close. This is a 20-year-old guy that probably went to a party and said, oh, damn, she wants me. Nice. I really shouldn't do this. You're going to tell me that's the most evil shit ever? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're ridiculous. Too funny. I am a veteran of YouTube drama. I'm still here. And maybe Tom won't be if he keeps on being honest. Because he thinks he's me. This is her whining about being called a Nazi. I don't have a problem.
Are you
with
sure
that.
It's a woman? Because how do you know?
Oh, it's not a woman?
Stop.
It's tough if it's a man, it's even funnier because somebody is essentially acting like a woman. Somebody isn't a thought, isn't an action. You literally called me a Nazi outrage monger, dumbass. I said, okay, you're an actual Nazi outrage monger. Don't come in here and act like you just disagreed. In fact, let's pull him. It's a he? Oh, I can't.
Well, I don't know.
Let's find out. What do you think? Want to take a bet? Want to take bets? I'm going chick here. Let's see.
I'm going dude.
You know what? You might be right. Because these
he's got a Twitch thing.
These those me. He's getting some big. We got to see this. Schedule none.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. It's a guy. Hey, Wimpy Fox, why do you act like a woman?
What? You think
why are you acting like such a fucking woman? Jesus Christ.
Guys, if you think cheating is bad, you're a woman. Confirmed.
That's not what happened. You're misplacing my argument. That's not what happened.
Guys,
you're gonna go to back and forth conversation. That's not what happened. You're being dishonest.
If you think
I will mute you if you're going to do this. I'm going to mute you because that's not what happened. Do you understand what happened?
You said
no.
What did and it was bad.
Yeah.
But no one should care. And I was like,
that's not what I said. I said it was. You also left out. It is funny because if you just watched the stream, you would have known how to prepare for this. No, shut up. I'm talking. We're gonna go back and forth, okay? And I will let you talk. All right.
What I said.
Shut up. Yeah. Well, she didn't read it before. I also said it was a mistake.
Would you like?
I also
to read it right now?
said it was. I also said it was a mistake. Did I not?
You did say it was a mistake.
Okay. So I didn't say it. So how could I say it was okay? So you So you're gonna admit you lied?
Well, I didn't lie. You said it was a mistake, but everyone should just deal with it.
Yes, you should deal with it. People make mistakes. You stupid ass.
Was that not equivalent to saying that it's okay? Since
No! That's not what I'm saying. It's okay. The people make mistakes and they can be redeemed.
But not once did I say Tom or you were irredeemable, but that seems to be the only thing.
No, the whole point of the tweet was recognizing the cancel culture campaign that was going with Turkey Tom, and you chimed into that.
Well, I said if it wasn't right, then why even bother mentioning it?
Because people make mistakes, and they're not it's not the end of the world. It doesn't, just because you make a mistake doesn't make it right, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of guys I didn't say you couldn't criticize. If you listen to the stream, if you go on and just say, okay, I'm disappointed, and I said this just in the stream, I'm disappointed, this isn't right, which, by the way, you'd be 100% correct, but this is a cancel culture campaign, bandwagoning on Tom. That is what I'm attacking, and the people that are a part of that, I'm goofing on. That's why listen, I'm not done, they should deal with it.
But that is not what you said in your tweet. You did not mention the cancel bandwagon in your tweet. You said that
no, I didn't have to. I didn't have to. I didn't have to. I didn't.
Come on, let me speak.
I didn't. I will.
Let me finish.
I didn't have to.
Are you gonna let me finish?
I didn't have to because I will. No, I guess not this time. I didn't have to because it was an event going on in our community. Go ahead.
Well, I am not justifying any bandwagon to cancel Turkey Tom. I don't think that should happen, and I don't think that should happen to you. My point, which was in response to your tweet, is that you were telling people that we shouldn't care. And it's
not what I said.
Let's just go beyond your tweet for
well,
1 second.
The thing is, if you're going to sit there and look, I know it helps your argument to sit there and make the tweet something it isn't, but you can't do that.
Well, do you want me to? You said in your tweet, "I cheated on my girlfriend when I was a young man too. Wasn't right, but it happened. Deal with it."
Yes.
And then I said...
And what was I referencing? What was I referencing?
Well, you're presumably referencing what Turkey Tom said.
Yes, I did. No, what Turkey Tom said. Yeah, pretty much he said the same thing. And I'm really referencing the outrage culture.
Right, but that's not what you said in your tweet.
But that's exactly... I'm sorry, you have to be spelled out for you? I mean, I'm a player in the drama community. I mentioned how ridiculous this is. You're one of the bandwagons. You may not approve it, but you're definitely one of them.
I'm not a bandwagon.
Yes, you absolutely are. You absolutely are a bandwagon.
Do you want me to explain the issue with what Turkey Tom said, and we can move on from your tweet for 1 second, or do you still want to keep talking about the tweet?
Go ahead.
So Turkey Tom said that he cheated on his girlfriend. Okay, fair enough. I don't think he should be cancelled for that, but when he went on this tirade about, it happens, this is what being an adult is, 70% of people cheat, and then you said, cheating in a relationship is just as often as leaving up the toilet seat. It's that's not true, right?
No, it is. It is. You haven't lived.
He said, see, you're projecting your own beliefs on cheating onto everyone else. It's not true. If you look up the data, it's not true.
The data from what? Where's the data? Do
you want me to?
Yes, I want to see what I want to see what the source is as well.
Okay, so
and if it's, I tell you something, I will dismiss it immediately if it's an advocacy organization. It's got to be a psychological review or in some university.
There is Taylor and Francis online, the Journal of Sex Research. It says 20% for men, 10% for women.
20 for men? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Does anybody believe that?
Well, again, you seem to be projecting your own beliefs.
My own life experience. I'm damn near 50 years old. It's as common as, and I'll tell you something. Men lie about it, so you got to bump that up. If it's 20, if it's actually 20% for men or 10, it's probably 20% for women and 50 for men.
But even let's give you the benefit of the argument. Let's assume for a second that it is 70%, but for the record, it isn't anyway. But
by this one online journal, do you have like a collegiate study or a university study based on that? Because I'm sorry, an online journal that could be an advocacy group.
We have the Social Organization of Sexuality, Sex Preference in the United States, Chicago University.
And what do they say it is?
Again, around 20 to 25% for men, 15% for women.
If that was infidelity or is that marriage?
That is, so let's see, the infidelity rate within.
Do you have a clip of
20%?
Yes.
You got to talk about it.
But look. Let's just assume that it is 70% for a second.
Let's fair enough.
We can argue about sources and citations.
Sure.
Let's just assume that it's true.
Okay.
Even then, going on a live stream and saying, "Look, guys, cheating is normal. It happens to adults." Well, that's not what you should be saying when you're admitting to cheating. It is not something to just nonchalantly brag. If Turkey Tom went on stream and said, "Look,"
says who?
Says me right
Says
now.
exactly. Says you exactly. So I think you're missing. No, you're not going to let me finish now. No, what he's trying to do, he's trying to give some insight. And he wasn't like because he's afraid of fucking people like you, by the way. And that's him being a pussy. All right. No, you first of all, what difference does it make that what emphasis you put on it? Would it be better if he pulled clutch? Would it be? Hold on a second. Would it be better if he pearl clutch and said, "I cheated one time and I felt bad about it," even though he didn't? Like, we're getting some insight on the way he felt at the time. By the way, this is a relationship like 2 fucking years ago, from what I understand. He's filled up with fucking hormones. He's going through college. I'm sure there's lots of alcohol involved. This is a stage of life that we all go through, all right? And he's trying to talk about it. And then if he wasn't such a pussy, and whether he was more like me, he would have dealt with that. I don't see it that way. This thing happened. It is done. It is over with. I want to talk about it. But that's not the way the chat reacted to it. And in some cases, and I'm not saying you did this, by the way, they compared it to rape.
Well, that is
ridiculous. Okay, we both agree on that. That was ridiculous. Those are the people I'm goofing on. And you chimed in on it.
Well, again, I got something else to say after this in response to what you said, so let me continue. But I will say right now, again, for the 100th time, Turkey Tom does not deserve to be cancelled for this.
All right, yeah.
You know, I agree.
By the way, I believe you.
It's not the act that he did that is the end of the world. I understand talking about everyone cheats.
It's the way he said it. Are you really going to say that? I don't think the way he said it.
It's not the way he said it. It's the attitude around cheating that
you
and Turkey Tom are now parroting.
The way he said it.
That it's normal. That it just
it
happens
is normal.
in life.
It is normal. It is normal. It's absolutely normal. Yes, it is. It is normal.
I mean, you said earlier.
So how is it that 2 out of 3? How is it that 2 out of 3 marriages fail in the States?
How come when you're talking, I get told to shut up?
Because it's my show. Let's be honest, but I will let you finish. I promise. How about that?
Look,
fair enough.
Thank you very much.
So how can it be 2 out of 3 marriages fail? Most of it's because of infidelity, and then yet the people with the most hormones and the most tempted and have the least control of their judgment are somewhere around 20%.
But your point is what? You're like, terrible things happen to lots of people, therefore we should not be criticizing.
No. I'm not saying it shouldn't be criticized, and I made that abundantly clear in the stream. I'm talking about the brigading and the pearl clutching, which is what you're doing.
But I'm not.
Yes, you are. You are pearl clutching. You may not be grading. You made it. Yes, you're pearl clutching.
How am I
absolutely? Because the fact of the matter is, you're not giving any consideration to what I did. What I did, I considered his age, I considered his environment, I considered all those things, and that's not personal. And by the way, I only cheated once. He's probably cheated way more than I did.
You're just justifying that he did it terrible.
I didn't justify a thing. You can't say I justified when I said it was a mistake. You cannot continue to do that. That means you are being dishonest. What I'm saying is, I know. I'm not just justifying this means it's okay. What I'm saying, it's a mistake and it can be forgiven. That's not justification.
I never said he couldn't be given. I said he should be criticized.
You said he could. Fine, and we don't have a disagreement. But I don't think you're being honest.
But we do have a disagreement because when people do criticize Turkey Tom, you tell them to shut up. You tell everyone, yo, shut up, don't talk about it. It doesn't matter. I criticize
the people like you that took it literally and took it your own way. When you literally left out, when you made this call, you literally left out the part where I said make a mistake. You literally left that out. That's what I'm going after. Yes, you did. He left that out when he said what my tweet was.
My whole point.
No, hold on. If you're going to call me dishonest, I'm going to point out you omitted that part of it. Correct or not correct?
Well, my whole.
You omitted that part of it. You omitted that when you read my tweet. You omitted that. Is that correct or not correct? Listen, I'll let you talk. I'll let you finish. But you're going to have to admit that you omitted that part of my tweet when you brought this up on the show.
We'll listen to the full response.
No, that's a yes or no question. You omitted it when you brought it up, correct? You did correct yourself, but you did omit it.
I'm gonna give you a one-word response.
I want a yes or a no, or because I don't. Because no, you omitted it. When you omitted it.
No, because my whole point is that you said it was a mistake. True. But then you said it was a mistake, therefore deal with it.
Yes.
Well, no, my point is that it was a mistake, therefore it is due criticism.
Yes. But deal with it doesn't mean it's okay. I wouldn't have said it was a mistake.
But deal with it
means don't do what you're doing now, pearl clutch.
What do you mean pearl clutching?
You're pearl clutching. Oh my God, this is totally terrible. Oh my God. I mean, you have the perfect fucking act.
Terrible.
You have the perfect. Of course, it's fucking terrible. There's a million things in this world that's terrible. And you know what? There are some things that are worth forgiving. 2 years old, age, alcohol. Alcohol. I'm sorry. When you're sitting there talking, this is awful. This is terrible. Now it's a part of life. It's a part of life.
You just said it was terrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing at the time, but after 2 fucking years, it kind of loses its sting, don't you think there?
But again, if someone dug this up on Tom and was like, look guys, Turkey Tom cheated on someone, you know, it'd be like, okay, whatever. But he brought it up. He told us in a very nonchalant way, like it was no big deal, but it is a big deal.
No, it isn't a big deal. It's not even anybody you know. It was your sister? Was your mom?
What?
Was it your sister or your mom? I could because by the way, I could tell you exactly. I could totally if this was somebody, if this was your family member and you got hurt, then I wouldn't be saying shit to you right now. But it's not.
You only find it terrible when it's connected to you. You don't care about it.
No, but I don't understand the pro. I mean, you literally. Do you realize you have the perfect accent? The perfect accent for somebody that. Oh my God, this is reprehensible. I mean, literally sound like. Yeah, you do.
You should have just left it.
Yeah, you do.
Part. That was nice.
No, but you do. You'd sound like that fucking guy. Is it terrible at the time? Yes, but we all move on.
Well, sure, again, I wouldn't have dug this up on him or anything. I don't think you
would have, and I don't think you're that. I don't think you're that bad.
End his career,
no, I don't think you do. This guy's absolutely. Let's see. I want to read that. For you. I'm gonna miss it because you tuned him. All right, this guy is absolutely pro clutch, an idealistic nobody who cares way too much about something that doesn't concern him, and that's another thing. It doesn't concern him. Now, I'll give you this. He made it public. You have every right to criticism.
Again, I would not have dug it up.
You have every right to criticize. You have every right to think this is reprehensible. But it doesn't make you look like a fucking stick in the mud that doesn't have, at very least, whether you mean it or not, does it not make you look like a stick in the mud that just wants to pearl clutch over somebody else's mistake that he was trying to be open and honest about?
Well, again, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying it's something bad that
but you took like fucking a good part of your day and yesterday to argue with me about it. So don't act like it doesn't bother you.
Good part of my day. What, the 10 seconds it took me to write?
The 10 seconds to write a tweet. It was over. It was over a 24-hour period, and you kept replying. So don't give me this. Don't act like you're above it, my royal friend. You're not above the YouTube drama. No, you're not.
Tommy, it's not every day Tommy C quote retweets you like 5 times in a row. You know, I'm going to reply.
Oh, come on. You're giving me great stuff. All right, great replies. Yeah, come on now.
Well,
you got to give me that.
I mean, even beyond Turkey Tom's issue, I think the main cringe thing you did is when you started calling me a Nazi. Like, come on, bro.
You're a Nazi. How about that? I say what I want.
And then you were like,
you know what? But you know what I'm comparing it to. You know what I'm comparing it to, though. I'm not comparing it to the actual political ideology. I'm comparing it to the irredeemable shouting down type. So go fuck off.
No, but you tried to play it both sides because I called you off calling me a Nazi, and you were like, Aaron, well, actually, I was just calling you a thought Nazi. And then I was like, well, no, you're not. And you're well, actually, I am calling you a Nazi. And I'm like, pick a side,
you're taking me fucking. But no, it's not. First of all,
it's coward. It's coward.
I was literally making fun of you. You even came into this like some kind of serious conversation. This is Tom cheating. This is YouTube drama, sir.
Then you should have treated it like that.
No. I can treat it any way I want to because I don't do what the other commentators do. And by the way, Tom does this too. And pro clutch and act like I'm above everything. I never did this. This is my whole act, by the way, for years. And you're coming at me like weird. No, you can't sit there and first of all be as snarky as you are with your first tweet, and then go into let's have a conversation with legitimate decorum. This is YouTube drama, pal.
I'm not saying we need a. I wasn't saying we need.
You can't call me a Nazi though.
Let me finish.
You can't call me a Nazi.
Well, let me actually speak to completion for once. Okay, so you called me a Nazi, all right? Fair enough. And I replied by saying, that's pretty cringe and low bar. And then you were like, well, actually, I was calling you a thought Nazi, so it's not low bar. And blah, 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 blah. And
I was literally...
And I was like, well, actually, you
look at the tone of the way... Look at the tone of the way it was written. I was literally trying to imitate you. Well, actually, I'm not a thought Nazi. Oh, come on! Look at the way you write. Look at the way you write. Look at the way you use your snark. I was literally using that against you. Nobody was sitting there. Nobody was sitting there. You know what? Here's the thing. I got history to back me up on this. I've been doing this for years. 2 people like you.
I know, Tommy.
You take yourself too seriously, and that's what I was doing. It's just a joke.
Tommy,
are you a Nazi? Are you a Nazi? Really? Are you? Are you? Are you?
You got
Exactly. So why does it fucking offend you? The only reason you're bringing it up
offend me. I
exactly. You should. Oh, so what? That's a way of saying it's calling it cringe is a young person's way to say it offends you. That's just a way around.
Well, it didn't offend me.
Yes, it did. You wouldn't have been on here. You wouldn't have responded. Things that don't bother you, don't respond to. Whether it took 5 minutes or the last 24 hours, or you were.
So I guess I offended you then, because you replied to me quite a lot, Tommy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm using it for content. I'm making money right now. I've been doing that for years too on Twitter.
But I mean, what I
Yeah,
said was that it was
yeah.
going to be
Come
tolerant.
on, man. You just
Is
like
that
so
hard for you to
all the
comprehend?
content you've watched me for years now, correct?
I have.
So
I've
you've
watched
seen me do.
you
So you've seen me do this before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So like, what makes you different? You thought I was gonna. You thought
What
you
do
were
you mean?
entitled. You thought you were entitled to proper political decorum. Now, because by the way, I will admit this: it is not right to call somebody a Nazi if you're trying to have an honest conversation.
Well, my main issue is that you
It
called me
wasn't
a
an
Nazi,
honest
alright, cringe.
conversation. It was just
And
making
then-
fun of fucking
and then-
pearl clutchers. That's all it
And then
was.
you tried to justify it by saying, "Actually, I just called you a thought Nazi," and then you
Yes,
rolled
that
back
was
and
a
went, "Well, actually, I did
joke.
call you a Nazi."
That was a joke, and I think I called you a Nazi again.
Oh, it's just a joke.
Yes,
sorry.
you've just admitted that I've done it before.
That time I said something.
Yes,
retarded, guys,
I
was just
literally
kidding.
planned all day to do this.
Come
Literally
on,
planned all
Tommy.
day. I don't think you're a Nazi. Does it make you feel any better?
Well, I didn't think you did. My point was.
I think you might be a thought Nazi. You might be a thought Nazi.
But I'm not a thought Nazi. But that's what I think.
Are
You're
you?
just a thought.
Are you
I'm being
sure?
a thought Nazi. But cheating is not a thought; it's an action. So it doesn't even make any sense.
Well, I mean, no,
Like, how am I being a
no,
thought
but no,
Nazi?
but
What
because
thoughts am I policing
because
right
you spent the first part of this whole thing talking about how nonchalant he was. That's the thought. You said, and you just said before.
Yeah,
I don't really.
he
I
was
no.
being
My turn. You said
Go on.
before that you really don't care that he's cheating. It's the way he presented it.
Well, I didn't
That's
say
the
that.
thought.
I do care. That
Is
he
that the
cheated.
thought? Okay, that's now. Now you care that he cheated.
Well, I care about the way that he so nonchalantly talked.
But that's
about
the thought,
acts,
and that's the
about
thought, and
about an act that he
And that's
did.
now you're doing mental gymnastics. That's the
I'm
thought
really
Nazi.
not.
That's the thought Nazi, and that's
not
why
a-
it's fair. And
But
that's why it was.
he did something and they
it's-
didn't care
It
about
was
it. That's
totally
not
no. You
thought
did. You
policing.
did. Come on, be honest, man. Like you watched
I'm
me
being
for years.
dead honest
No,
with you,
you're
Bob.
not, because you watched me for years. You said you've seen me do this before. You told me you didn't care about the fact that he was cheating. It was the way he
I do-
presented
I
it,
do
and
care
then you
about the
took
fact that he
offense
cheated.
of me calling you a thought Nazi. So you're getting offended like a fucking. I'm offended.
I'm saying he shouldn't.
He
be
can't
cancelled
do that.
for
He should.
cheating.
Well, I guess. But what do you think should happen? You don't think he should be canceled, but what happens?
well,
to you?
I think
what
people
happens
should
to
be free-
YouTubers that get out of line like this? Let's
Well,
be honest.
if you want me to know what should happen, I think people should be able to say that was bad, which people are. But then when people say that, you turn around and you're like, "Well, everyone does it, so just deal with it, bro."
Which
is stupid.
I think this is a part of life. I don't know how accurate those studies are, and it's not my own experience. It's just everything. I mean, just the amount of marriages I've seen fall apart. Is that just the company I keep? It's not my company.
Well-
Hey, let me ask you something. Are you from the Midlands in a boarding school?
No, I'm not.
Are you? Be
I'm not.
honest.
But believe it or
Are
not,
you from the
well,
Midlands in a
I-
boarding school?
I'm not.
Because
I'm
I got to be
not a
honest
high-class
with you. I got to be.
individual.
You're not that high class. Okay,
No,
because you
I'm not.
sound it. I'm going to sound it, so I don't know. I can take
Well,
your word for it. Guess who
thank
you
you very
sound.
much, homie.
Guess who you sound like.
Colossus crazy.
Yes. I mean, we literally had these conversations.
It's,
and
it's
arguments
better
before.
than it's better
But
than
here's the
I'm
thing-
Alex. isn't
Here's
it?
the thing. Yeah, good point. Hey,
Well,
yeah.
look.
No, but no. Let's go back to that. All right. See, I can. See, if you're like Colossal is crazy, I can like you a little more, and I'll tell you why. Because Clown lived away from his parents every year.
Mhm.
He didn't see him fight. He didn't see the bad shit go down. He might have a skewed view of it by no fault of his own, and that's the way I always felt about it. So that's why I kind of put you on that hand a little bit. Your parents have
Do you
money.
not see the,
Your-
do you not see
your-
the hypocrisy in what you're saying right now?
No,
You're saying that I'm projecting my worldview onto cheating, whereas you
No,
are
I'm
literally
asking you.
going to
No, I'm literally asking you this. I'm not saying it's for sure. And I just said before that I don't know if this is you or not. And you said,
But
no,
me
no,
or your-
no.
me or
No,
your
but let
personal
me ask
background
the
has nothing
questions.
to do with it.
No, yeah, it does. Your perspective.
It really
It
doesn't.
does.
It really
It does. It does. It
Perhaps
does.
your-
I grew
perhaps
up.
your
Yeah.
worldview and
Oh
your
no.
bias
So
affects your
yours is so much. Who did? Your parents have money? Yes or no?
No.
No. You are poor
No.
with that
No,
accent.
we're living in debt.
How many?
I'll
You,
tell
you
that.
don't. You know I'd be able to fool me, but you're not going to be fooled because all you Englishmen can tell your goddamn. And I know this because I go to London often. They can tell where you're from, what you have, what you own
well,
by the way you
actually-
talk. It's like that
Well,
in
I don't-
Germany. I know that's.
I don't
like
have
that.
I don't have a regional accent, so it's actually
You don't have a regional accent. All right, so
I
you
have-
you
I
have
have
the
what's
high
called-
class and you live
Yeah,
in.
I don't,
you
it
live
is
in
it
Liverpool.
is strange. It is strange. I'll tell you
Yes.
that. People would probably assume that I'm from like London. or
Exactly.
something, but,
All right.
I'm actually from Sheffield, if you believe that or not.
Oh, no, but your
People
team
in
sucks.
Shetland
Your team
know that.
sucks. I'm glad they got relegated. How about
Yeah,
that?
true,
But no, actually, I actually like.
One
look,
other thing I would like to say to you
sure.
is that like you're going on about how people like degrading and trying to cancel Tom. And for this
That's
entire
what I'm
call, I've
making
taken-
fun
I-
of.
For this entire call, I've taken your word on that. I have genuinely not seen that. I think it's.
I mean, come on. The chat can back me up on that one. I mean, Genie, do you believe Genie?
I didn't bring it up until now.
First of all, I gave you the benefit. It's not like I've even given you any benefit of the doubt here. Okay?
Well, I've given you the benefit of
and I've returned it. But I do think you're being a little ridiculous. Now, if it was just as simple as you think, and it's not, this is what you're projecting. It's just as simple as I simply spoke out and said it was reprehensible, and you called me a Nazi. It's not that simple, and you know it's not that simple. Literally. And you might be just learning that now, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that one. But that's not what I was talking to. And you bit. So I was literally looking for people like you so I could fucking make a stream on it Monday.
Right. So you are disingenuous. You don't actually believe anything you said on Twitter. It's just bait.
No, I believe it. I believe in redemption.
So it's not.
I believe in redemption, and I think this happens a lot more than you think it does. And how old are you? How old are you?
I am 22 years old.
You're 22. Come on, man. I thought the same way you did when I was a kid. Come on, I mean, I'm not even trying to I'm not pulling. I hate that card, by the way. I'm older than you, so I know more than you. That's not what I'm saying.
Our worldviews are relevant. My point is that cheating.
We also grew up in completely different cultures, which you won't talk about your background and say, "Oh, I just sound like I'm rich." You know, I mean, come on.
I'll give you that, but
all right. No, but I mean, but you also with the culture thing. I was trying to find. I wasn't trying to downgrade you. Even if you grew up rich, it does not matter. But it might explain why we're not connecting.
But this meaningless. My point is that
no, it isn't meaningless. Look. You know, you want it? I'll give you this one. You know why? You know why? You know why? I grew up around a lot of Latin people, a lot of Italians, a lot of South Americans. It is definitely looser in that culture, pal.
Well, so you're talking about my background. Like I'm a nobody. It doesn't matter where I'm from.
Yes, it does.
My point is
it makes your views more understandable.
Well, I could say your perspective isn't contradictory to the data.
First of all, I'm winning. Second of all, I mean, come on, look at the chat. First of all,
shock that Tommy C's sides with Tommy C. That's very surprising.
Well, come on, I go on chat all the time. I go on chat all the time, and I take plenty of shit. So no, it does.
Also, your fans
you're not letting me talk now. Now you're getting muted. All right, now you're getting fucking muted.
Go ahead. All right, Tommy, here. Do you want me to mediate this?
No, well, no, because we're almost done. Sorry, your background may explain and make it a little more understandable to me. I was looking for a way. This is what you that I will do for you that you won't do for Tom. I was looking for a way to find out how you came to that conclusion. And I'm not trying to belittle you by saying, well, you just haven't lived, which I would do under normal circumstances had you responded to me differently in this call. For sure, I would have pulled that card. But what I'm trying to say, but maybe you just don't have enough experience. I find out you're 21 years old. You have that very pretty accent, which usually, and I'm taking your word for it, means you come from money. Let me finish. Come on, man. Come on. Now I'm asking you nicely.
Sorry.
I'm dropping. If you notice, I'm dropping the Tommy C. I'm trying to get you. Right.
No, I'm sorry.
I think that you will find as you get older that these mistakes are common. And I hope you don't make them because they're wrong and they hurt people and they could destroy marriages and destroy lives, by the way. And I'm aware of all of that, by the way. But I think by being a 23-year-old guy, it is a bit ridiculous to say, this is reprehensible. And if you take shit for that on the internet, man, that's on you, especially if you respond to me in a tweet that I made. You think that's fair?
Well, I hate to bring in an equivalency, but would you say the same thing if a teenager got drunk and ran somebody over? Would you say
no, it isn't. No, it isn't because one's death, the other one's hurt feelings. Come on, man.
Okay, what if you just
think?
But it's a mistake. It's a terrible
and you were the one that's saying it was ridiculous to compare it to rape. Now you're comparing it to fucking homicide, vehicular homicide.
I apologize for bringing in an equivalency.
Yeah. All right, you wanted to see if you could get me off guard, and it didn't work, so you're backing off.
Similar. Well,
but it isn't. It isn't. There is no similarity between rape and vehicular homicide and a girl getting her feelings hurt. I'm sorry, there's nothing.
But rape is different because you're choosing to do something terrible. Drunk driving and accidentally hitting someone is a terrible mistake that a lot of young people make. Same with cheating.
Is vehicular homicide not as bad as rape? We agree. Come on, man.
It is more.
Why don't you be a little more human? How about that? And I think that's the problem here. And you know what I think the problem is? You know what I think the problem is? I think there's a possibility, and I can't say for sure, on when you brought in the stats. I mean, I can't argue with the stats that are in front of you, and I don't know where they're from. All right, let me finish. No, I think I'm giving you the benefit of the fucking. I think you actually believe what you're saying, which is what I didn't believe when I was talking to you on the net. I was like, oh, look at this dummy. He actually believes this shit. He's so stupid. I will apologize to you right now in this sense. I think you believe that this isn't just you're one of those weirdos. You got to pass a purity test. You have contradicted yourself here. 100% you can't. Yes, you had.
With what?
With the rape thing, first of all. You said you didn't go for that, and then you compared to vehicular homicide.
Well, that
and
is
then
more comparable.
You did omit, which is dishonest and disingenuous. Admit it was a mistake. Come on, you weren't 100% in this. You can go back and listen to this for the rest of your life. You're not
What?
100% in this.
What?
You can come back and listen to this. You want 100? No, it's slang. You want 100 on this.
On what?
On this particular conversation. No, you weren't.
Well, what did I say that changed over the course of this conversation?
You know, I just mentioned it, so I'm not going to repeat myself over and over again.
Well, can you repeat it one more time? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
You omitted the one part because it was in your best interest for the argument, and then you also said, "I don't want to make these comparisons, and I think it's completely ridiculous to compare it to rape." And
I
then,
don't think it's
and
completely
then,
ridiculous
you
to
can't do that. You can't do that. I can only do that. All right, it's my show. And you see, this is the part. And then you made a comparison to vehicular homicide, which is ridiculous. Which is what, by the way, and I think we both agree with this now because you said you give me the benefit of the doubt. That is who I'm making fun of. The people that would compare this or the vehicular homicide. It's not. It's a hurt girl's feelings. And it's terrible. It's bad. Okay, it's not. It's not what you say it is. It is not what you say it is. Now, could I be wrong about the amount? Okay. There's no way I can prove it. You know, I don't believe those studies just because of my life experience. That you're entitled to believe it. You have the support. You have more backing on that than I do. I'll freely admit that. But it doesn't line up with my own personal experience and just what I've seen what happen to other people over the years. And it also doesn't line up with the divorce rate. And it also, who admits they cheat besides Turkey fucking Tom? So you gotta, you know.
But again, my even if we took the 70% thing as true, which is completely ridiculous, by the way, if you believe that, I don't know what to tell you. Even if we take that as face value.
First of all, can we both agree that it's almost, can we both believe it? Can we both agree that it's probably immeasurable? Even by the most honest type of way.
Yeah, but 70% is ludicrously high. That's obviously
I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised because I think a lot. I think a lot of guys, especially here in Germany, I think a lot of guys cheat. I'll give you. I think a lot of guys cheat and never admit it. They do it once, they never do it again.
What circles are you hanging out in? I don't.
What does that have to do? So you sit there and you cry about. I'm trying to make it about your background, and then you try to make it about what circles I'm hanging around with.
My point is that if you do that, you're being a hypocrite.
I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm not doing it. Well, if you're doing that, you're lying. You're hurting people. We've all admitted that. But it's like not the end of the world if you're talking about it openly and honestly 2 years later. And it's impossible to talk about openly and honestly, which is a good reason not to believe any of your studies, by the way, because look at the reaction it gets.
But you can talk about it openly and honestly without saying, yeah, I cheated, who cares?
Then that's the thought Nazi part. There's the other place you haven't been up 100. You called me a thought Nazi. Now you're talking about the thoughts in the presentation. That's thought Naziing. Like verbatim. So those three things, you omitted, you compared it to something like vehicular homicide, and then you thought Nazied.
The vehicular homicide thing was just me trying to think of a mistake that teenagers make often.
Well, teenagers cheat on their girlfriends and boyfriends. It happened. I know. God, it happened all the time when I was in high school. I mean, you didn't know anybody. Like, where did you go to school where that didn't happen?
Of course I do. I'm not saying people don't cheat. I'm saying it's not a good thing, and it shouldn't be.
No one said it was a good thing. You keep putting that on me.
Okay, well, I don't.
And there's another. There's the fourth reason you're being dishonest. You're saying I was saying it was okay. What I was doing is being forgiving and giving the circle, like I tried to do with you, by the way. Why I tried to come. Why did you get your view? So maybe you grew up a little different than me, and I don't think that makes you any better than worse than me. I was trying. So I'm considering all the situations that he's in, his age, the fact that he's got tons of money coming in, he's more famous, he's more. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm saying give it a reason for it. Hey, listen, jackass. If I give it, listen, I can look at a guy that was impoverished all his life and say, yeah, I think it's probably not good, but understandable that he got tied up with a fucking gang.
Justifying it.
That's not justification. Is saying. I'm saying no. I'm just saying something understandable. It's not justification. Justification is saying it's good. No, it isn't. No. I am not justifying. I have not justified it once. You just keep repeating that I justified it. That's all you do. No, I know. Understand. You don't think the circumstances make things understandable? Are you that much of a puritanical asshole?
Well, some things can be justified under certain circumstances.
Depending on what I say. I mean, come on, give me a break. I put all that is not justifiable. You cannot sit there and come out and say, well, I was young, I was drunk, I'm young, and I have a good money, so that justifies it. Nobody's saying that. What I'm saying is, if you put all those things together, you could get this result. You're saying I'm justifying it dishonestly. And that's a completely reasonable take. That's a totally reasonable take.
I do not know what to tell you if you think saying something is understandable is not the same as saying something.
No, it isn't, because I'm not saying it's good. That's why. And you want me to say, you want me to have said it's good, and you know I didn't. So you're doing mental gymnastics to say understandable is the same of justifiable.
You would have to be a moron to say that cheating is good. No one's saying that. I didn't say that you said that.
But that's justifying it. That's saying it's okay. I'm saying it's understandable under the circumstances. That's not justification.
You're saying, I'm not going to justify it, but it is understandable because...
No, it's understandable and it is forgivable. It's not fucking... Look.
Forgivable?
Look, yes. Absolutely. You're saying it's not forgivable? You're the one that told me you're not on the hate train here. It is forgivable.
If someone does something forgivable, it could probably be justified in some way, right?
No. You could forgive them.
Actually,
you could do something. You're being an asshole. You're being a total asshole. No, you could do something unjustifiable and be forgiven for it. Yeah. And what kind of fucking Nazi are you?
I misspoke. You can obviously do something unjustifiable.
So you still think you're 100 on this one?
Well, yes. I mean, I just.
All right. Yeah. Well,
you are justifying.
When politicians lose debates like Donald Trump did, they say they won. So you can do the same thing. I'll let you do that.
Tommy, you said it was understandable, but you're not justifying. Like, come on.
No, I don't think it's. No, I don't. I think it's understandable, and that means there's room for forgiveness. It's not vehicular homicide. It's not rape, because then it wouldn't be there. So cheating on your hormones, age, money, college, yeah. That could happen. Should you do it? Absolutely fucking not. Should the girlfriend yell at you and break up with you and you should face it? And another thing is, if it was justifiable, I would also be saying that he shouldn't face consequences. I never said that. What I'm doing is going after the stick on your ass, fucking limey, stuffy Brits like you. Puritanical.
Let me ask you a question. You said that he does deserve consequences. What do you think those consequences should be?
I think that should be between him and his girlfriend. And I don't know that you'd already face him.
Oh, okay. So you mean...
Yeah, I mean, the same thing that I heard all during the Clinton administration. And I think it's completely the exact same thing. It's between him and his wife. It's between him and his girlfin. Yeah. But I mean, look. I'm not saying you can't comment. I can't see you being honest. What I'm saying is you're ridiculous for taking it to this level. It's understandable for me, I think, because I'm doing a show on this stuff. Oh, come on. You're acting like you're above this. You're totally not.
How am I? What do you mean?
Oh, by saying what you just said.
What do you mean I'm acting like I'm above this?
You're acting like above. No, you sit there and you're replying to Tommy C. You're arguing with Tommy C. And you're not above talking about YouTube drama. And then when I pin you down, you're like, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
When did I ever say I was above talking about YouTube drama? I never said that.
Well, you're on. Like you. What do you mean? You're on with me saying you're acting like I should give you some kind of political decorum. Sorry, you're calling me an Nazi.
When did I ever say that?
In the fucking tweet.
What?
In the tweet.
I said it was dumb that you called me a Nazi and low-hanging fruit because it's stupid.
That's what we do here. And you called in.
Like when you're in an insult match and you call me a dumb insult, I'm going to be like, that is low-hanging fruit, you're an idiot.
Yeah, that's come on. Why wouldn't you just call me an insult back if you watch for so long and have fun with it?
I did. I called you a retard.
Well, okay, fine. You call me a retard, but you're in there. But you're also in here saying it's reprehensible and all this other stuff. And in one hand, yeah. And you're all reprehensible. God damn, it's definitely bad, but reprehensible. I think reprehensible is just if he fucking shit on her or something like Vince McMahon. That's reprehensible. I mean, I understand that's that's what do they call it? I understand that's subjective, but I mean, come on, reprehensible. I think reprehensible would be child rape.
You said the word reprehensible.
You said reprehensible. What is it to you then?
I just think it's something that shouldn't be talked about. Where he's like, "Yeah, I cheated on it. Everyone does."
Which is thought Nazi.
Well, I'm against the narrative.
It is. It's like I don't think. Well, you have a problem with the way he said it.
Well, not the way he said it.
Then what is it?
What's the fact that he cheated on someone? And then he's like, yeah, who cares? Everyone does that, right? It's like, no, actually, people don't do that. And then people like you are like, we all do it. It's just a part of life. Like,
it is.
Actually,
no, it absolutely. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It absolutely is not.
How many girlfriends have you had? Let's be honest. Be honest with me.
Tell me.
Oh yeah, you're banging your brains out, huh? You're banging. You never been cheated on? You never been cheated on? All right, come on. All right, you never been cheated on?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it sucks, right? Well, how can I be cheated on and get cucked and all that other stuff and just go through life and say, you know what? I don't hate any of those girls. Got over it. You know what I could have done? I could have gone in.
People that cheat on you? Are you
no, I don't hate them. No, I don't hate them. No, I don't hate them because I realize how young we were. And
what?
Yes.
So you don't care that someone you were in a relationship with?
No,
cheated on
not
you?
anymore.
Okay.
I'm fucking almost 50, you idiot. Jesus Christ! Like what kind of stick in the mud for you? Who would want to date somebody like you that is so unforgiving? For Christ's sake. Yes.
Unforgiving. You should.
Yes, that's unforgiving. We are saying I should be angry about it. Fucking 30 years after the fact.
I would not forgive a partner of mine if they cheat on me.
Yes, I would forgive. I broke up with them, but I forgave them. I hope they have a great life. And some
so
of them,
you'd get back with them again?
No, I don't think I could do that. I don't think it. But that's up to me. That's between me and her. And I would. And by the way, if someone I never done, no, I couldn't do that. But I've seen people do it, and I wish them the best.
Right.
Like, do you really believe that you have like you're such a nosy fuck? Like, if that happens, and by the way, it happens in marriages a lot. I mean, how are you nosy? How could you not forget? How could you not break up with her? I know women that have taken men back. I've known a few women. It's a little rare. I know a few men that have taken women back. It's not stupid. What if you're married with what if you're married with 5 children?
Well, if you've got children, that's different.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't not be mad about
now,
it.
If somebody, I will agree with you. I will agree with you on this. If it's happened 5-6 times and you're still crying about it, then it's on you. But if it happens once, and you want to repair the relationship, that's between you. That's between you and the individual. If you want to walk, you have a right to do it. You're fucking lied to. You're
making the scenarios very, very specific. I think we're going to go nowhere with that. My point is that cheating is bad. End of story, no matter what.
Well, so it's binary. So I'm not. It's not. It wasn't really unreasonable for me to assume that there's no path when it comes to you. There's no path of redemption because you just gave a binary statement.
Turkey Tom can redeem himself to me as a viewer because I don't care. I don't
really No. I'm talking about in general. So that statement right there, that's revealing, by the way. Cheating's cheating and there's no in between, no out. Isn't that the view of somebody? Isn't that a view of somebody that just has no nuance, no experience with life and just sees everything black and white?
Well, look, I mean, if you're in a relationship with someone who beats you,
answer my question. If there's no isn't that the response? What you just said, it's just cheating. That's it. Game over. Isn't that the response to somebody that sees a world through a black and white lens?
Well, yes. Okay. I mean, I don't need.
Okay. All right. So you're saying yes. You're saying no. Now you're getting away. Is that the statement? Now you're trying to go off to somewhere else. Is that the statement of somebody that sees the world through a black and white lens? The statement you just made.
Well, yes, it is. So let me rephrase for you. I would say generally.
No. Okay. Oh, generally. Okay. Real good.
Turkey Tom, I assume, was in a normal relationship without any horrific things going on, and he cheated on it.
I'm sure
we don't know. No, so I assume it was.
Actually, I know what he did. How about that?
Well, you probably, I mean, you said us from earlier. You know many things. Turkey Tom.
I do. I know. It'd probably get him canceled.
What did he mean by this?
Well, when I say that, I know some things that probably would get him canceled. Yeah. But but obviously it's not so bad where I just I can't have nothing to do with that guy. It's just stuff that oh my God, you're an idiot.
Again, that's exactly how I feel about him cheating. It's like,
Yeah, then you took your time to argue with me and call with me and try to get on me, but it's just
a bit of fun, isn't
come
it?
on.
It's a bit
well,
of fun,
I guess. I mean, I could say that too, but it
might
be.
All right. It's not like I hate you.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. So maybe, all right, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, it's a fun conversation.
All right, if that's it's fading. But did you see some of the other? Because really, it was just you. Let's see. It's only 3 people.
Yeah, but again, I think you're overreacting. I don't think.
Well, no. That might be true.
You thought I was that mad about this.
No, that might be true. But I mean,
people aren't that mad about it.
Did you see the responses? To me, there's only 2 other guys. It was you and another guy.
Yeah, they're not that bad. You're overreacting. People don't care about this as much as you seem.
Well, yeah. Well, if I can sit there and say something like I did, deal with it, and you have to leave the I made the mistake part out to get the conversation going and get the debate going in the area that you wanted to because you left it out, and that's telling.
But my whole point was that you said it was a mistake, and therefore we shouldn't talk about it. Which is
no, I didn't say that. There's nothing in there. I said deal with it. Deal with his actions. It happens.
You love to be like, well, actually, I didn't say this, which means the same thing. I said this exact phrase. It's like I guess I
said deal with it. Deal with it means this is a part of life, and you're telling me, all right, you honestly believe
it's not a part of life.
Yeah, see, yes, it is, and you're wrong, and you're gonna find out the hard way, and you're gonna find out hard. No. You know what's gonna happen? Something's gonna happen to you, and it's not gonna even be close to cheating, right? You're gonna have remember I said this, and boy, if you've been watching me, you know I get it right. Here's what's going to happen to you in the future. No, I get it right a lot, buddy, and I read people quite well. So you're going to get involved. Are you heterosexual? I imagine. I don't want to fucking be but it could go either way.
I'll reveal that on stream.
You can't really. You like chicks? You into chicks? Yeah. Okay, we'll just go that route. Okay, fair enough. All right. And I probably should have said it that way. I apologize. Yeah, that was kind of fucked. That was cringe. You'd be right about that. All right. Here's what's going to happen to you. And here, I promise this will happen to you. But just like I said about Bobax, just like I said about you're going to get in a relationship. You're going to really fucking love with this girl. But you have this really fucking high bar and this real puritanical view. She's not going to cheat on you. She's not going to blow another guy. She's not going to do anything that fucking dramatic. But she is going to do something that offends you. And it's probably going to be another man. Maybe she's a little flirtatious. And she's like, come on, it's innocent flirting. And you're going to be like, no, that's the equivalent of cheating. And you're going to lose. And you're going, listen to me. Listen to me. You're going to chase. No, I'm not I'm not equating this to anything. I'm predicting your future right now. This is what's going to happen to you based on the behavior I saw here. And this is what's going to happen to you. Listen to me. You don't want to hear this because you know there's some truth in this. If it didn't already happen, by the way, here's what's going to happen. She's going to do something. She's going to flirt with a guy you don't like or what have you, and you're going to break up with her.
Right.
And you're going to stick to your fucking gay ass principles, your black and white worldview. And a year or two are going to go by, and you're going to be about 26 or 27-year-olds, and you're going to say to yourself, I fucked it. I should have just dealt with it. And I am saying that is I'm saying that because it's very binary with you. It's black and white. So if you go through your personal relationships like that, I'm not making an equivalency. I'm telling you what's going to happen to you if you continue.
Well, you are because you said that they didn't cheat. They just said something equivalent to. Which is
no. I'm talking about you. This is what's going to happen to you based on this conversation.
Well, Tommy,
there is no nuance with you. Everything is black and white, and you are going to have trouble with women, and if something like this is going to happen, and you're not going to laugh it off with her, you're going to break up with her, and you're going to lose a you're going to chasing Amy girl right out of your fucking life. And I want you to remember that. Remember that 5-6 years from now, maybe even 10 when it happens. You got that? That's it.
You lose an argument when you try and make it.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. So just remember. Just remember me, go back to this, look at my face, and when it happens, when you fuck yourself out of a good relationship because you view the world through a black and white lens, remember I said it. Have a good day, sir. Bye. That was fun. I guess we're taking calls, right, team?
I'm glad you enjoyed that, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That's what matters.
Did the chat like it?
And it was
probably
mixed results. I mean,
mixed results.
I think it was. Yeah, it went on a bit long.
Yeah, it went on long.
It was like a 50.
The numbers are fine. I'm good. Let's take another call. Do them out, and you're on the air. Numbers are fine. Okay, fine. It kept people, whether they like me or not. They kept them in there. That's all I care.
Yeah.
All right.
You hear me?
Yeah, do them out. You're on the air. You're on the air. You ever cheated a guy before?
Fucking retarded.
You ever cheated a guy before? Hello? Do them out. You ever cheated a guy before?
No. I almost had.
You almost did? You're a dirty
vomiting
whore.
In the bar saved it. But 1 week later we broke up, so
I didn't feel so bad. That's kind of what happened to me. I cheated on this chick and I got rid of her like a couple weeks later. I'm like, this is kind of lousy what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's my chance, After that I was like, damn, if only I had cheated.
That's the best way if you do cheat, I recommend this. Don't fucking hurt your partner anymore. At least if you do this, right? You don't let anybody tell you have to be fucking honest with the person you're going to break up with. Just break up with them. Break up with them. Hope it doesn't get out. Because if you tell them the truth and act real honorable, all you're going to do is hurt them more.
Yeah, it was like the relationship was pretty much over already. I was a bitch. She was a pussy.
Oh, you're the chicks. You're not into guys?
Both.
You like both? So have you had longer relationships with women or men?
I think it was pretty equal, to be honest.
Pretty equal? What got you into chicks? How does that work?
Titties.
You like titties? I like titties too.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
See?
What do you got for the show?
We have so much in common.
Yeah, well, I like titties. I like them. I like the small ones, the big ones. I don't like the ones
they all have their perks.
Yeah, they're ups and downs. Eventually downs.
Warmer is stupid. Everyone is acting like they weren't young and dumb at some point.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think you got a pretty good idea. I don't think that guy was as bad as I thought he was. I think he's just stuffy. He's kind of a stereotypical stuffy Brit. And most of the Brits that I deal with are like working class like soccer guys and shit like that. And I relate to them a lot more. But I remember like when I used to talk to Clown, and he has views like that as well. But I kind of chalked it up to maybe he was kind of, locked down a little bit. That's what I chalked it up to. But I do think, I mean, I cannot believe, I think cheating is fucking, I think the younger you are, it has to happen more, more often.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
That being said, I do want to make.
20s, you do many stupid things.
I'm
now in my 30s, and that's when you calm down a little.
That's true. You know what? When I was in my 20s, I would have been that's the worst part. Like, that's the part I have to admit. When I was in my 20s, I would have agreed with him.
It's like second puberty.
It is. 30 is like a second puberty. It really is. It's like, holy shit, calm the fuck down. And it only got, like, you have to calm more and more down every year. That's the truth. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I know. I begin to notice it too.
Yeah, like the shit that would bother me in my 20s, like something like this. Because I have to give that guy. If I was him, I would have called in and argued. Just the way, probably the same way he did.
I was at first like, Ben, take the stick out of your ass. But then I heard he was 22, and it was like, oh, honey.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, but I would, in fairness, I was the same way. The worst thing you could do to my buddy was cheat on them. Yeah, in fairness, I know how he feels, but then I've seen relationships come and go. I've seen stuff like that.
It hurts for a time, but there are plenty fish.
Well, that's why they got to bring up vehicular homicide and fucking, not that he brought up rape, to make it like, oh, isn't it kind of the same? No, it's not. A broken heart is not a death. Is not.
You will get over it.
Yeah. You got anything else, sweetie?
I know it hurts as shit, and it sucks for a whole time.
I was in Coblenz
for a year.
I was in Coblenz.
But you get over it.
Where do you live again? I was in Coblenz over the weekend. Yeah.
I know around Hamburg.
That's right. You're all the way up there. I should hook you up with Leech.
Yeah. He's already taken.
He's got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
He's in Hamburg too.
Hey.
Do you like big, tall, goofy German guys?
Depends. Is that funny? If I find him funny,
he is funny.
Have special humor.
He has that German sense of humor. He has a German sense, like kind of old dad jokes that weren't funny 30 years ago. He tells a lot of those.
I can't believe you let a Nazi in this call.
You're not a Nazi. Somebody asked me if my wife. Somebody asked me if my
Nazi, now the German Nazi.
Somebody asked me if my wife was. I thought they were being a wise guy. Somebody asked me if my wife had any relatives that were Nazis, and I wrote back yes, and they killed half of Poland. That would have. By the way,
all have someone related.
she does. I haven't met. I don't know if they're lying or not. I haven't met too many. I've met a lot of Germans that their grandfathers were conscripted, and there'd be less of a chance to meeting one now. I don't consider the soldiers Nazis, because if you're conscripted, you're not a Nazi. That's different. That's different. I think if you were put in the Jugendamt, even if you volunteered for it, then or Hitler Youth. Jugendamt, same thing, right? I said, for people that don't know, I just said youth, families. What do they call that? I just said CPS in German. That's Jugendamt.
Oh no!
And it's the same thing as Hitler Youth.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It is. They're terrible people. And they're all Nazis over there for sure. No, I forgot what I was going to talk about because that was kind of funny. No. I don't think. I think you get a pass if you're conscripted for sure. And I knew German soldiers. The last ones I knew died in the last 10 years. I don't know if you know anybody left.
No, not really.
Oh, you didn't know any? Like her family was all. My ex-wife's family too. There was no Nazis. You got to join to be a Nazi. You know that, right? You have to.
Yeah, no, my grandparents were too young for the Second World War.
Yeah.
And I don't know about my great-grandparents, but one was from Poland, so you know.
Oh yeah, he was just trying to keep it. Hey, I'm not a Jew. I'm a Polak. You know what? I had I'll just say my daughter's getting older. I try not to bash my ex-wife, but I like when I first I'm sure she's not this bad now. When I first met my ex-wife, she was very, very self-righteous, right, to say the least. And she hated her grandfather. I said, why do you hate your grandfather? He's like, he was a Nazi. That's what she said. I go, he was. That's crazy. I go, how old is he? So she gave me the age. And I was like, sweetie, that doesn't line up. Right? Right. There's no way he could have been a Nazi. He's too young for the war. He was in the Hitler Youth Program. I said, did you know they conscripted those children? Your grandfather's a victim. Yeah. But he said he liked it. I said, well, what happened to him? Oh, we got captured by a bunch of Americans before anything happened. So I talked to him. You know what I found out? He was from some little village. They didn't really even know what was going on in the world. They came up to him and said, hey, son, you want to be a man? He was like, yeah, put this uniform on, and I go to basic training, and I have a good time, and what have you, and they go out, and you're going to fight for the fatherland. He's like, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds awesome. I go to basic training. It's awesome. Let's say it was. It's awesome. So he goes out. He's like, I got a gun, and an American puts a gun to my head and says, hand it over, son. And that was the end of the war. They flew out German Americans and they took care of us till the end of the war. Like, he's a victim. And when I told her that, he was like, I was like, that's the only reason you hated him? Did he do anything to you? It wasn't his fault. Really? Yeah. He was conscripted. Yeah. He's a child soldier. That's a victim, you dipshit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, funny story. All right, talk to you later, sweetie. Bye-bye. Take care.
Also, Wimpy said, have a good one, Tommy, and thanks for having him on.
Oh, sure. No, I appreciate having him on. He's not as bad as I thought, but he's definitely rigid. For sure. He's rigid. And that's going to get him in trouble. That is going to get that kid in trouble. I promise you, Wimpy Fox, that your rigidness is going to get you in trouble. I promise. It got me in trouble. It'll get you in trouble, and it's gotten everybody I know is in trouble. You know, Jesus Christ. You ever think for a second you might end up in Tucky Tom's situation? No, I'm above it. Come on, man. You're not human? All right, who's next?
Tonester was in there first.
Tonester, yeah, so. Tonester in there for her. Tonester, you're on. Sorry, I put the German ahead of you. I live here. They get what do you call it? Priority. I don't want to get in trouble with the Deutsch. Go ahead. Tonester. I've been there. All right, send him a message saying we'll put him on as soon as he writes us back, okay? Let me put Seth on. Seth! How are you?
Tommy.
Hey, did she ever cheat on your boyfriend?
Yeah. No, but I was considering it because, you know, that lady, Dew of the Mountain, I mean, Hamburg isn't that far.
She's a little bit, about 4 hours from you, I think.
Yeah, 4 hours. Give or
I thought
take,
you have a boyfriend. What are you talking like that for? I thought you got over your gay phase.
Here's the thing, okay?
Oh,
you know,
you're gonna tell me
it's
something
not
bad.
really cheating if it's just some like lady. It's another
Is he okay
woman.
with that? Is he okay with that?
Well, he's gonna have to get okay with it because that's how I function.
No, do that. Don't you dare. Are you serious?
No, I'm not
don't.
serious.
I am telling you. I'll tell you this. You are better off cheating than having an open relationship because that can be repaired. Because that can be repaired, right? If something goes, if you both agree to an open relationship and one of you comes to the conclusion like this is not what you wanted and you get really hurt over it, that's unrepairable.
Yeah.
Open relationships don't work. Don't work. Well, he even says they don't work. I found out.
Yeah.
He just like I just choose to do it because he's a psychopath.
He said like 2% of the time it works, and he thinks.
What are the odds? How are you gonna make it? He's actually right. You know where I've seen it work? Yeah. Gay men. Yeah, that's it.
I'm not gonna. I can't comment on that.
Where I know because my wife used to hang around all these gay bars and shit, and they like we used to not anymore. They all moved away, but every time every time we used to walk downtown, hello, Andrea, how are you? And I'm like, who's your girl? Oh, that's not a girlfriend. Because she says the gays are fun. That's what she told me.
Well, they are.
Yeah, a lot of fun. That's what
I just want to say, you know, my
weekends are
open. My bed is open for the German chick.
Really? Well, what about your boyfriend? He's not gonna appreciate that.
Well, he's gonna have to learn to appreciate it.
I don't think. I hope you're not serious. Don't be serious. It's gonna mess up your shit.
Oh, I'm serious. Hit me up, girl.
You're not serious. You couldn't be.
Oh, I'm
that chick might hit you up, man.
I want her to. That's why I'm saying it,
Are
Tommy.
you really? No, don't do that. What about your man? How do you? No. Did you break up with him? Be honest.
Be honest.
Yeah, you broke up.
We're getting there.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I need to find a cute German lady with big naturals.
You're definitely off. You're
you're
having real problems. Is no way to repair it?
Oh, we're working on it.
All right, I hope you do, because you were so happy.
But it's just I can't break up before I have a big German.
All right. Is there anything else? Anything else?
No. All right. See you later, Tommy.
All right. Yeah. Well, she does like juice, so you're good. Bye. Let's get Tonester back. Tonester, you there?
Yeah, he should be good now.
Tonester. She's gonna sit there and talk about German booty the whole time. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got, brother? What do you got, brother?
So yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Basically, it's just it's really stupid to pearl clutch over this. Like, you make mistakes in relationships, and it's bad.
No, you don't.
Like,
only 20% of the time. No, you don't. He's got the data. He's got the data. It's only 20% of the time.
Yeah, but.
If anybody asks me now, sir, everything's gonna be kept secret. Did you ever cheat on your wife? We're just doing this for science sake. No, I'm looking around for bugs. I don't fucking even trust any of those. Tom Cheetah, well, welcome to being an adult. 70% of every adult we meet. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was higher. I wouldn't be surprised. The problem is you could never get an honest take on that, because no man would believe this isn't a setup.
Here's another hot take though. It kind of does depend on like your situation.
Yes, I agree.
Like
I did, but I mentioned all that, and he used it as like the presentation was horrible. Yeah, I think in his situation it's a little more forgivable. If he had kids, I would be like, Tom, man. Now, I wouldn't go. I'll be honest with you. I'd probably sweep for him in the sense where I wouldn't talk about it, but privately, I'd be like, "Well, you made your bed, you laid in it, man." I mean, if that happened, if I did it, same thing goes for me. The rules don't change for me. But go ahead.
I'll make it very quick. Like, I mean, for an example, like my dad cheated on my mom, and like it was horrible. But like I forgive him. Like,
sure. No, you shouldn't. You know what you should do? You should have a really black and white mother and hate him for what he's done for it. It's unforgivable. What's a better way to deal with it? Forgive your fucking dad or die, like watch him in his deathbed dying and not forgive him.
Right. Right. But I guess in his situation, what like made me understand more is he didn't tell me like what happened on his side until like I grew up. So because he didn't want me hating my mom.
No, I don't blame him.
My mom did some stuff wrong too.
Nobody. It's so weird. Boys do not forgive their fathers for that. Maybe when they're older, but if they're teenagers, they don't forgive. They're mad because you've broken the illusion. Nobody has a perfect marriage, and then when you're a kid and everything seems okay, you feel my parents do. I'm happy. They're great. Look, they love each other, and you find out your dad's been getting a little puss on the side. It breaks your immersion. I remember when I was heartbroken when I found out my parents were breaking up, which in hindsight they should have done it years earlier. Right. But that's knowing what I know now. That's not the way an 11-year-old views the world.
Yeah, no. And then because they feel like they have to stick around is the reason of like, oh,
I get it now.
Maybe if I do this, and it's like,
wow, you're looking at it like an adult. I think what you should have done is held it against your father till the day he died, constantly reminded him and criticized him about it, and then reminded him, and he's like, son, I love you so much. I'm going another place. I'll see you there. But you cheated on mom, Dad. I got to be honest with you. I'm not a good Christian, but I believe in the teaching of Christ as far as forgiveness and redemption. I'm not as good as he is. He can forgive anybody. But I do believe in that, not for the person you're forgiving, for your own sanity. I do. I believe in that. You have to do it for your own sanity. And there are people that will take advantage of you with and then they'll try to justify and all that stuff. But you got to learn to forgive people. There is a limit. Everybody has a different one. You got to, because you will be miserable. You will be miserable. I'll never forget this family I saw. They got to see the bastard that killed their daughter executed in front of them, and it didn't help. That's when I
Yeah,
got to. Yeah, I'm not saying they should have forgave him.
No,
I'm not saying they should have forgave him. But if they did, I would understand what they were doing. They weren't just forgiving him; they were letting it off their chest too. I believe in that. That's the one Christian thing that stuck with me. I do believe in that. For selfish reasons, if anything, you know. But
yeah, I don't know. The Christian things is in my head kind of like they have the right idea, but
they don't execute it. No, they don't. They talk in those platitudes, but they actually do scarlet letter. That's my personal experience.
Right.
You know, they'll talk about forgetting the road. You could be forgiven if you're a murderer. But you know, yeah, you could forgive murder, but not my situation. Yeah, a lot of that, you know. But admittingly, it's situational for sure. You know, if you're going to look at it, it's back and like. By the way, I'll give you another scenario where I don't think it's justified, but it's definitely like you asked for it. You treat your husband or your wife like shit. You don't love them. You don't sleep with them. You don't tell them they're great, and they go fucking blow a dude or sleep with a girl. Yes, I absolutely believe you asked for it. It wasn't right. She should have stuck by her word, but you put yourself in the best possible position for this to happen. You do bear some responsibility. If you treat you treat a partner like shit, it doesn't get them out of doing the wrong thing and cheating, but you asked for it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Totally agree with that.
Touch football on the Jersey Turnpike. You can't whine if you're getting run over. Sorry. Anything else?
All good. But I don't know. I'm just like, well, this is from perspective of a 27-year-old, so I don't know if that's old enough yet. But
you're probably that's when you start calming down a little bit, and you'll be done by 30.
Hope so.
Do you forgive your dad, honestly?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Why? If you don't mind me asking?
He's my. Oh, no problem. Well, it's because one, as the years went on, and I saw that in every other aspect, he's still the same guy I look up to and is my hero.
Oh, roger that.
You can't. One thing, can't really like tear him down from that idol that I put him up on, and then two, as an adult, he told me what happened, and if what I understand is right, it's that he wasn't really doing it like out of suspicion. It was more so because he knew mom was like
doing it too,
going up somewhere and doing the same thing.
Not right. Understandable. Not understandable.
Yeah.
Not right. Understandable.
That's exactly my thought.
But apparently that means I'm justifying it. I don't know. No, it's understandable.
Like I get it.
That's the treating them like shit thing. If she's cheating, he's treating him like shit, and vice versa. But it's still wrong. Still wrong. You should have the balls. You should have balls to break up with them, but then they have you, and there's all these other circumstances that you can't see when you're a 23-year-old fucking douchebag that thinks they know it all. Yeah. All right.
And it's like I should be more upset because I got cheated on a couple times, but
Sucks.
You brush it off, and you're right. When you find your person, you're like
every chick that cheated on me or did something that I forgave every single one of them because I knew. Thankfully, it didn't happen when I was older because I think it would hurt more now. I think. I'm not sure. No, but it would hurt more now, but I would deal with it better than I would when I was in my 20s. I told this story.
Yeah.
I almost went to jail over this shit.
Oh.
Do you know Roger Clark?
I don't think I went to...
You know where Roger Clark is?
I do not, sadly.
You ever hear Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
That's Roger Clark. Roger Clark used to come to Woodbridge, New Jersey and see his relatives I'll do the short version. Every summer. I had broken up with my girlfriend, and my best friend came to me and said, "Listen, I'm going to get you guys back together. So I don't want to see this happen. Right before I go to school, I'll back to school, back to Boston. I'm going to hook you guys up, and we're going to make it." I was like, "Man, I really appreciate that." Right in front of Roger Clark, he made a scene in front of all my high school friends. We're all out of high school at this point, and walked her upstairs and fucking made a scene about, they didn't bang her right in front of everybody, but made a scene about banging her. And then at the same time, he was telling me, I'm trying to talk her to get her back to talk because I wanted her back. Right. So none of my good friends told me this. Not one of them. Roger Clark was picking him up so we could go drinking that night. Right. Because for some reason, if you're under, I was older than him, but if you're under 21 in Woodbridge and you have an Irish brogue, anybody will serve you. I was just 21. It was 1998. I was 21. And I asked him about something happened, And I saw something in his eyes, and he must have saw my, like, is something happened there? I forget the exact conversation. And he says, Tommy, I got to tell you something, because your friend is doing you fucking dirty. And he told me. And he would go on to become Arthur Morgan. Isn't that weird?
That's
kind of an awesome story. By the way, he did cheat. They got married. They had a bunch of kids. He became a cop. He comes from a great family. They legitimately fell in love. I could have take it or leave it, or I don't think I was that in love with her. And I forgive them. I hope I did, because I ended up getting a fucking restraining order over it, right? I forgive them, and I wish them the best. We were young, dumb. It happens. I'm not gonna fucking carry that to my fucking grave. Fuck that shit. I got a great story that Arthur Morgan fucking told my best friend was doing me dirty. Like, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking funny. So, yeah, I got that. But, carrying that kind of anger the rest of your life, you're going to be miserable. Fuck. Talk to you later, Tom.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Who next? AC?
It's look in your mailbox is next.
Look at your mailbox. You didn't send me anything.
Hello?
What's up, man? How can I help you?
I cannot believe that a fucking internet celebrity would get into a cheating drama.
Me either.
I just cannot.
It only happens. It only happens at 20% of the time.
I swear, it's 70%. 70% of all internet influencers get into a relationship scandal. All right.
Yeah, it's almost like which people have which over my count. Don't even count me. What 100K YouTuber do you know that hasn't gotten a relationship scandal? I'm trying. I can't think of too many that haven't. Willie Mack, and he's young. I don't know too many people that haven't gotten a relationship drama. Well, because we cover them all here when it goes south.
I just kind of think I don't really care about the morality. It just seems like everything's sorted out like a long time ago. But like I just think it's kind of funny who it happened to.
Yeah,
like the Mr. Nevergoon.
Yeah. It's funny.
Doing the most gooner shit.
See, I think that's better criticism than just like, oh, this is the worst thing in the world, and how dare you? Whatever. Jesus Christ. Come on, get over yourself. Yeah, it's bad, but come on. There's a spectrum of bad, is there not? Or is it binary? All right. Thanks. Anything else?
Not really.
You would say Baba Booey or something?
Baba Booey, I guess.
You autistic?
I have Tourette's. That's close enough.
Do you have the cursing Tourette's?
No, unfortunately, I have to double
that's the
those
good.
Tourette's.
What does your Tourette's do? Oh, so you don't say anything cool like "fuck you."
It's not like the movie scene where the guy says the N-word and gets away with it.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, do you say the N-word?
No.
Oh, God. Have you ever done that?
A lot.
Yeah. Oh, you have done it. So you do have the speaking one.
No, I'm just saying I say the N-word. I'm racist.
Oh, okay. Get out of here. Tim True. We have Tim Howard, and he says, fuck you. Who's next?
AC is next.
Mr. AC, former host, maybe coming back real soon. AC, everybody. Base call.
Hello. I'm on short Nazi, and I'm wondering if you're hiding any cheaters under your floor.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you're a Christian kook. Am I offline? Am I out of here? Am I out of my mind here?
Well, I think you're 100% on the forgiveness thing, because obviously, like you said, that's in line with,
and I think Christians that that profess that and don't follow through on that are phonies.
It's in the Our Father, even.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Where's it on our Father?
Forgive us our trespasses. As
we have those who trespass against us. It's like right there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's literally right there. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to talk about who's failing purity tests, it's people who don't, abide by that.
Yeah.
And get really invested. In
and that's the thing, too, that gets me. And I understand that. I'm sure he says when he says, like, he would never do anything like that. I didn't ask him that, but I can only assume he would mean that. You don't know what you're going to do in a certain situation. You don't know when you have a bad relationship. That's when that stuff happens. You don't know. It could happen when you're 40 or 50. It's less forgivable then too.
If anything, I agree with the last guy. It should just be like Tom's a dickhead, and he's like, put up this facade of like,
But I don't like the fact that I didn't get to hear him out. I really think I was robbed because he was more worried. Oh my God, the chat turned on me, and this is what I do for a living. This is he's just seeing dollar signs. Which, by the way, I don't blame him. Right? I probably, if I had gotten to his level, you would have never known. I could have never done Tommy C. Never. So I would like to know like what the situation might have been funny, might have been interesting, might have got to know what a jackass he was and how he's changed. Like all that's lost when you're just fucking, saying he's a piece of shit and it's equivalent to rape. All that good stuff is lost.
See, that's a pretty nuanced take, but I think I have a more nuanced take, and I think he should be drawn and quartered, humiliated, tarred, and feathered in a public square. And also, any women that Turkey Tom has cheated on, my DMs are always open. I'm here to help you heal. Just a thought.
I don't think he gives that much of a fuck. That guy's probably right. I give more of a fuck than he does.
Yeah.
But somebody wrote just what were you expecting? No, I didn't expect anything different, but I think the overreaction should be goofed on. And I think the people responded to me know at some level, even that last guy, if he doesn't, I didn't know the whole story. Well, maybe not. I'll take your word for it. I think the people that are clutching the pearls are deserve to be goofed on, called like thought Nazis and stuff. I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I know like pretty much the whole story because this is such an old thing.
Oh, really? It's that one.
Yeah. If I'm correct, I think this is that thing because you said that because from what I understood, it wasn't a new one. It's just something that got dug up, and you said it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 years. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, yeah. I guess it is that one.
So I'm just saying, like, I heard about this before, and I knew about this, and I was like, there doesn't really. I mean, I had the same reaction as you. It's like, well, you're like 20 something, like, you both, were kind of shitty, and people make mistakes, and she wasn't innocent.
That's another. She wasn't innocent either. Come to think of it, now I'm getting the whole story. Yeah,
that's the whole thing is like. This is just like a symptom of something that's going wrong, and it's a bad sign.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's
that's not true. You're justifying it.
I know that's right. I'm justifying, I'm rationalizing it, and I'm normalizing it, and that's the worst thing. Don't normalize it.
No, you should
normalize. We're literally normalizing. What's some other buzzwords I can throw out here?
I think if you're using my argument. And you did cheat, and you're using what I said exactly like verbatim, and say, "Well, I'm young," and I was like, "No, you didn't learn it. You don't feel bad at all. You haven't learned a fucking thing." But Tom was bringing something up in past tense to show some kind of life experience. And yes, this does happen. He's right. I don't know what the numbers are. I have a little tough time believing it's 20%, but I definitely know it's a lot more common than our puritanical friend thinks.
Look, man, you can't go around showing life experiences to 15-year-olds.
No, he was 23. This guy was 23.
No. His audience.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's the thing. Like, who does he think he is? He thinks he's me. He's not me. He can never be me. Nobody can be me. Only I can be me.
Yeah, everybody in your audience is like 40, anyways.
Yeah,
they're on death's door.
I know.
But
I know. They'll grew up with me.
It really is a matter of what the fuck was he expecting? Like, why?
No, I laughed at him for that because I could have told you that this was going to happen. I still think it's stupid, but yes, I don't like. But the thing is, when you're doing a stream, you can't be optics checked, and Tom is not nor am I. I'm not averse to an optics check either. Especially when I'm making something. But when you're in stream, you kind of let that down. He'll never make that mistake again. And I think that sucks. I think it sucks that we live in such a judgmental environment. We can't hear stories about people cheating and how they looked at it. You actually, if he really was a bastard, you missed out on your opportunity because he never got to really explain himself.
It sucks that he put himself in this position because, like you said, a lot of his earlier content and all that was just tearing people apart.
Sure.
And, going Leafy style on the whole thing. For every little thing. Just making fun of
I will say that he deserves this in something, like in the what have you expect context. But if you're really like... if you're really like offended by this and you really think that cheating is that just black and white and there's no in between in it. It's no matter what. I mean, it really says more about you than it says about Tom. Tom can learn to behave himself and control his urges. You will always be an asshole.
Seriously.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, so when are you coming back?
You know, I'm going to make it incredibly hard for you, and I'm not going to work with you on anything. I'm going to demand that you bend to my, schedule, and I'm expecting a very good, reboot to our relationship. No, Friday probably.
Friday?
Yeah, probably Friday.
AC's back, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna rotate hosts and stuff. So
it's good talking. Good to hear. I watched the whole stream. I didn't want to join in at the start, and because I was like, I don't really know what I could add. And that guy came in, and you had that whole back and forth, and that was really just,
that's
how am I going to get in between that? It was awesome.
You just can't. Talk to you later.
You can't. Talk to you later.
Bye. I mean, he's a lot more rigid than I am, huh? That guy. I was even trying to okay, maybe this is how you come to this conclusion, but he wouldn't let me talk about his background or anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it does. It affects your worldview. It affects mine. Maybe you can have some understanding why. God, I mean, everybody I know. I knew more. Most of the young people I knew when I was young were kind of like him. Mm-hmm. The ones that were in their late 20s and 30s, they were a little more open to it. They found it a little more legitimately justifiable, not
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Grow the fuck up. But if your boyfriend treats a Eugenie and he uses my excuse, fuck him.
Yeah.
All it should be, if you want to forgive him, and by the way, I support you if you do forgive him. All right? I might not like it, but I'll support you. Right? All you want to hear is, I'm fucking sorry. And I will not do this again.
Exactly.
And if he doesn't say anything more than that, you let him go. That's it. And then you forgive him for your own fuck. And then you forgive him for your own fucking sanity. I mean 100%. No Tommy C bullshit.
Oh yeah. No. That's kind of what I had to do.
Oh, you had to do it. It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Can you believe that fucking guy was like, and you forgave them? And he was like that was impossible for him to grasp.
Well, it's you in a way. You have to move on with your life after that, and a lot of people forgiving is the last step to moving on.
It is the best.
And I think genuinely, if I did not forgive, and at the time I did, I probably would not have done as well in university.
Really?
As I did do.
Because you've been distracted.
Because it fucked me up.
Distracted by hate, anger, and hurt.
Yeah. It was right in my final year of uni. So.
Sorry to hear that. What a bastard. Kill that guy.
Nah.
No, you really do. I mean, that's the one thing they got right. I don't know. I'm not trying to push Jesus on anybody or anything like that. But there is no such thing as closure. If your kid dies, you will never get over it. Ever. No. Ever. If you don't learn to forgive, everything will bother you to the day. You'll die younger. For sure. You will die. Promise you. Mm-hmm. It'll eat you alive. You start having fucking heart problems me. All that stuff. You bottle it, it's going to eat you alive. You're going to die young. You'll let shit bother you. I honestly think, Bill Buckner is?
Yeah.
I know he got cancer and he died, yeah. I heard that that ball going through his legs ate him till the day he died. Even though he joked around about it and stuff like that, but he could never get over it. You got to wonder if that killed him early.
Mm-hmm.
How old was he when he passed? Hold on. Poor Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner, baseball player. How old was he when he died? How long did he live? He's 69.
69.
Yeah, but he probably should have made 70. An athlete, big, fit, good-looking athlete like him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to wonder. Maybe he was going to live till he's 75. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it shaved 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All hail the volcano. That's the truth. You know what's so funny? The high as a kite. I've become a little more spiritual in the last couple of years, and it makes him crazy. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. No, believe me.
Who's next? You could die young if you want.
Next.
I'm going to forgive.
Next up is Lord of Constructs.
Lord of Constructs. The Lord of Constructs. You're on the air. Lord of Constructs.
Hi there.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey there. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, pretty good. Is there a delay? Hello? You can't hear me. That's the problem.
Lord of Constructs.
Lord of Construct, you're blowing it.
I'm sorry. I had internet issues. Can you hear me okay?
Well, sit. All right. So wherever if you're going to do me wireless, all right, just stay in that same spot, okay, while we're talking. Promise?
Okay.
Okay. What do you got?
Oh, sorry. I'm a first-time caller. I'm fucking this up a lot. I'm very sorry. I wanted to offer my 2 cents on that first guy that you were talking to.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Because I actually feel like I understand him just a little bit. I feel like
I understand him a little. I understand him a little more now, but I still think.
Well, like just me personally, because I'm 27 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a serious relationship. I've had a couple girlfriends that just like didn't really work out after a couple months.
Sure.
But when I was in my early 20s, my moral beliefs were like outstanding. They were upright. They could not be challenged.
Yeah. I was the same way.
And there were a lot of reasons for that. Yeah. One was because I wanted to feel like I was a good person.
Yes.
That I had values that would make me likable, that would make me able to fit in with other people.
Yeah.
And I was also in an environment where I was around people my age.
Mm-hmm.
And if you espouse these certain moral, ideological, philosophical things, that you could fit in with these people really well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was younger, I really valued having people around. I wanted lots of friends. I liked going to social groups. And espousing these certain ideals made it a lot easier.
Sure.
And I also felt a lot better about myself, thinking like, well, because I feel about this way with these certain issues, I must be a good person.
Yes. So what you're telling me is you were being a big phony.
Yes, I absolutely was.
That's who I think I was talking to, but I do think I was talking to somebody that generally believed it. It wasn't. I don't think it's like he's not a sociopath or anything. Yeah, I was the same way. I got to be honest with you, but I was still wrong, and I was still rigid. Being rigid is really a way to just never forgive everybody, and it only hurts you in the end. That's you're espousing these moral high grounds that you have no experience in, and
yes.
And you're like that. As I got older, it's funny because most of the people I know got more conservative as they got older. I got more liberal. I got more libertine, I should say.
Yes.
And not the political ideology, but rather with outlook. And with that libertine view, I got more forgiving. I want more freedom and more forgiveness, right? Not that everything can be forgiven, what have you. But when I think about it, I was very rigid when I was a kid. But
absolutely,
it was just for the reasons because I wanted to be seen as more of an adult than I was, and that was kind of fake. I wanted to be seen as somebody of esteem, somebody of moral character.
You wanted people to look at you and say, what an upright
authority.
Young man.
Somebody with authority. Yeah, somebody has what an upright one. It was all fucking fake. I was just as flawed as the people I criticized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think I felt the exact same way. But once I started getting older, and I started just like experiencing more and seeing more, and by the way, I'm a new fan. I've been introduced to you.
Oh, thanks.
Local Live.
Sure.
And first when I met you, I was like, wow, this guy's a real mean bastard.
I'm a bastard. No, there's some truth in that. There's some truth in that.
But there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, too. Yeah. When I listened to you, there was stuff that shocked me. But what I've come to understand is that in every relationship, not just romantic relationships, but relationship with every single person that you meet, there's nuance to it.
Sure.
And what we like to do in society is we like to compare relationships and say, like, we like to idealize this, like, perfect relationship, whether it's, like, romantic or between siblings, friends, parents, uncles, lovers. We like to take these idealized relationships and compare them to ones that we feel are inferior. And we say, why can't you be like this?
Yeah.
And that's what's really infuriating me about this Turkey Tom thing. It's like, I can understand from like sub 20-year-olds, like why they think the way they do, because they're stupid. And they don't understand that there's nuance. Like you could not understand the full like relationship that those two people had.
Oh, yeah, but what you can do is say you could be black and white about it. You can be rigid about it and say this is not good. And in a sense, you would be correct, but then it would just be black and white. And everybody knows that people are rigid and black and white aren't really worth listening to because there is no nuance to anything. There's just this is wrong and that's final. I don't want to listen to that guy. Guy sounds like an asshole. And they usually,
No.
those are the preachers in the whorehouses that I find. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
that guy is. I don't see that guy is, because I have to, when I was done with the call with him, the first thing I thought, you're jumping over this guy and you were just like him. You were just like, I think I was breaking away from him by the time I was 23. But yeah.
It's
really,
it's difficult to it's difficult to imagine yourself at his age and be like, wow, I was that dumb? I really thought
what
kind of
started
embarrassing in a way.
what started getting me out of being so rigid? When it got me in trouble.
Yes.
To add to the Roger Clark story, I followed that guy and I pulled him out of his car and I started hitting him. And this, I'm embarrassed. I'm not justifying. This is just what happened. All right.
Sure.
I got lucky. That could have been first degree assault, time in prison. I'm close to Rahway. You know that, like, it's right down the street. That's where I would have went. And I would have been able to join the Army, and they decided just to get a restraining order. Thank you. That's another way to forgive them. So I let that, instead of forgiving him, I was rigid like that guy, that rigidness. And then after that happened, and I realized how lucky I was, I started being more forgiving. Now, I didn't forgive him, until I was about 30 something. It bothered me for years. And it wasn't that he took my girl as much as you're my best friend. You weren't the guy that's supposed to do that. But it was that rigid thinking, is that there's no forgiving. This is cross the line. I can't forgive him for any reason. It fucked me up.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to school at the same, because we both went to the same fucking community college. I couldn't go to school at the same time she could. So I ended up quitting because it was too much of a pain in the ass to balance when she was going to be there and when I could be in the library. So I just quit.
Oh.
Yeah, I fucked up my own life. It was my fucking fault. I will never forget my father saying to me, because they had to come and search my house for guns because I no longer knew you could own one. I didn't have one, so it didn't really matter. Neither did my father.
What?
And they would have
just because they thought you were like a dangerous
They would
person?
have talked. No, once you get a restraining order, you're not allowed to have them. You lost. You forfeited your right in New Jersey. And here's the thing. They would have took my father's guns. And we're not a gun family, never were. I know it sounds crazy because in the Army. We're not, right? Because we're East Coasters, right? We're not big in the gun thing. Not hunters, not really into sporting games, stuff like that. But they would have took my father's guns away, and it wouldn't have got back till I moved out.
Wow. So you made a decision that in the moment it felt like the right thing to do because you were younger.
Because I knew and he's wrong, and I have to take justice out. It was insane. It was completely insane, and it was because I was so rigid. It's because I couldn't forgive. It's because I couldn't move on. I was immature. And that kind of rigidness, you can feign it as maturity, as this guy's doing. I don't know if he's doing it deliberately. I doubt he is, actually. Or you can move the fuck on and not go to court and get yelled at by a judge. Do you know the fucking court officers were fucking with me during the thing? Tell me what a fucking pussy I was. And they were like, try that shit with me, bitch. Whispering to me while the judge is telling me what I can and can't do when I can't go to school.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're just like
and
trying
you
to
know
make
what?
fun of you
I'm
and make you feel worse?
glad that guy did it. I'm glad she fucking threw the book at me as much as she could, because I wouldn't have learned my lesson any other motherfucking way.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are things in life I think about that way too, where my rigid thinking
got you in trouble.
Caused me to lose a lot more than I did.
And that's what I told him what's going to happen to that guy. He's going to have a fucking relationship, and he's going to get rid of the broad, and it's not going to be even as serious as what Turkey Tom did, and then he's going to lose a perfectly good girl because of his rigid black and white outlook on the world.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. Happen to me. And it might not happen just the way I'm saying it. If you look at Augie, I told everybody the Bobax is a big backstabber. I said he was going to do it to Augie. I was wrong. But he did it to 20 other people, apparently.
Yeah.
So I was right for the wrong reasons. And I just didn't get the details right. And I might not get the details right with this guy, but that kind of thinking will get you that way. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he's coming and trying to have a little fun with me, and I'm having fun with him, and I'm exploiting the situation as he is. I'm talking about Turkey Tom. None of this stuff matters at the end of the day. But I don't believe 100%. I think he did reveal himself to be an extremely rigid person. I don't know if he did that in an attempt to win the argument and look good. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But if he's true, he was 100% honest with me. And he wasn't always honest with me, so he could be feigning his black and white outlook. That's possible too. He's going to have a tough time. And I think he knows it. And that's why he was interrupting me and saying it was a false equivalency when I wasn't equating it to anything. Because he knew I was right.
You think he didn't want to hear you out?
No, he didn't want to hear that out because he knew, because he kept
Yeah.
just false that, no, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you what's going to happen. And he kept interrupting me. He didn't want to hear it because he knows it's probably already got him in trouble.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Could be.
Could be.
Well, let me thank you for having me on. Let me leave you with one last thought.
Sure.
And then I'll dip. This black and white thinking that you're talking about, I find it's very dangerous because I think the older you get, the more it becomes necessary to take things on a case-by-case basis.
Yes.
In any relationship that you have with every single moment, because when you're younger and you're more rigid, you might make a decision that is final. There's no going back from that decision. There's no room for nuance.
Are you telling
and then
people?
Maybe later down the
are you
line,
telling people to deal with it? Because that's all what I was saying. Deal with it. Deal with life. Deal with it.
It's more so I'm asking people to just like think critically, like try to expand their thinking a little bit, even when their emotional state might prompt them to do otherwise. Because there are, just like you said and just like I said, there might be a situation just like where you were talking about, you got a restraining order because you ended up getting a lesser punishment where you made a mistake with something that could have completely fucked your life.
Sure. And
I think it becomes necessary, especially in this world right now where you really need to think about what you're going to do at any moment, because you could fuck it up in an instant.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
That's why black and white dangerous.
I think the idea is if you it's funny. Let me ask you something. When you were a kid and you thought by acting like this upstanding young man, I bet deep down you thought that would protect you from bad things.
I did.
Yeah, so did I. It didn't.
I thought if people thought I was mature, if they thought I was
then nothing bad will happen to me.
Upstanding.
No.
Why would it?
And plenty of bad things happened, didn't they?
Well, maybe not because of that thinking, but I think that thinking did stop me from dealing with life's problems in a more adequate way.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, it was a bad
That qualifies. I'm not trying. Maybe not as bad as cheating or something like that, or murder, death, or somebody getting cancer, or a cat getting killed. But it's still a bad thing. If it retards your growth, then it's a bad thing.
If it retards your growth and kind of ruins your life, it doesn't allow for growth in the first place. That's also
a bad thing.
That's the worst thing.
Good call.
All right, thank you for having me on, Tommy.
Good call. Good call. And by the way, if you guys want to argue with me, that's fine too. I'm not just. I hope nobody thinks. Although that's another thing we got to give that guy fucking credit for, that Wolfie guy or whatever, Wimpy guy or whatever his name was.
Wimpy Fox.
Yeah, we got to give him a little. Most people argue with me on Twitter and don't dare call in, so we got to give him a little props there.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to give him. Who's next? Brick.
Brick 2, yes.
I don't think I know it's Brick. Brick, what do you want? Dipshit. If it's the guy I think it is. Yeah,
what's up, Tommy?
Hey, babe.
I just like to say you're wrong.
About?
First of all.
Sure.
You were right to beat the shit out of your friend. I mean, it's one thing if it's just a random. No, I'm serious. Like, I understand now you're older and you're like, yeah, it probably was a bad idea. But if your fucking friend cheats on your girl, like, you should beat the shit out of him. Like, 100%, dude.
Sure.
And that's why you got off, because they know that, like, you were in the right.
Sure.
Like,
I could have graduated, avoided the war, but then I fucked the thing up, had to quit school, and ended up in the Army. Sure, you're right.
Yeah, you did good. You did good. And he'll never forget that,
Yeah, sure.
Big example of him. About this Turkey Tom thing, though, I just want to say I think she's in the wrong. I think the whole thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, I do, but I don't know the details. We don't know the details. So.
Well, I didn't even know until that AC called. That I thought it might have been the older the.
Oh, so I don't want to. No. I'm cutting you off. I'm cutting you off. Yeah.
All right. But I just want I've been watching a lot of Andrew Tate and Pearlie Davis. Like, he's a high value man. All right, you gotta go and keep that locked down. What do you expect? He's a 20 fucking some odd kid. He's here. Hold on 1 second. Can I get a number 2? Yeah, Dr. Pepper, no ice.
You're Jersey to the bone, dude. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're not. Holy shit, my chair hydraulics broke. I hate this thing.
All right, thank you. All right, yeah, sorry about that. I think she's in the wrong. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking, people get over it. Turkey Tom they'll be all right. I mean, I don't know why everybody likes to pearl clutch. That's
Go back to that
like,
shithole in South Amboy, will you?
Oh no, I got kicked out. It's the same situation you did, the guns and everything. But that's a whole.
You got a restraining
story.
order? You got a restraining order?
No, I got the feds popped me. It's a whole fucking. It's a whole.
Oh, I love to hear that. I don't have the time for it now, but I would love to hear that story. Would you call in soon and tell me that?
Yeah, I'll call it and let you know about the getting arrested by the feds. I'll keep you posted.
You got arrested? Did you get charged with anything?
5 counts, but I'll let you know.
You can't tell me
you know.
You can't tell me the counts. Just tell me the counts. Leave it at that. Just give me a little taste of what I have to hear.
Parading, obstructing, yada yada yada.
Parading.
Yeah.
Intent to distribute.
No, not distribute. Intent to disrupt Congress or something. Yada like that. Yeah.
Oh my God! You really are a right wing wacko. Why did you do
I was
that?
I was there with a camera. I was there filming everything, and they got me for trespassing.
And so wait a minute. So you were January 6th.
Yeah.
And you went in when everybody else went in, and you filmed, and then they took your guns away.
I was outside recording. It was a whole different story.
So how did they pop you for all this other shit?
Trespassing, and I was there. So I'm gonna.
So are they felony? Are they felonies?
Nah, they're misdemeanors, so I should be all right. But I had to move out of my house because my aunt. I was renting an apartment for my aunt, and she wouldn't give up the gun, so I had to move. So.
Okay, yeah, they take your guns away from you. Okay, yeah, until you. But well, you can still own a gun after a misdemeanor, correct?
Yeah, I can still own a gun afterwards during this whole thing.
You got kicked out of your house because I want to keep my gun. Get out of here. All right, cool.
Yeah,
that's it. I didn't know this, and I want to hear the story. Call me some other time, please. Bye. Who's next?
Neon World.
Neon World, you're on the air. Cheating is unacceptable under any circumstance. Neon World, what do you got?
Oh, what's up?
What do you got, man?
Am I coming through all right?
Yeah, just good. How can I help you?
I love the points I was gonna make have already been fucking made already.
Go ahead.
But like I've got a little list of bullet points.
No, I don't want to do that. Just talk generally. I don't like that. I just hit me with one thing. We'll discuss that and see if it goes somewhere else. What's your best bullet point?
I mean, even if this, how long is I mean, this is relatively new. Like this controversy, isn't it? Like the whole thing.
It's not a big a deal as I'm making. That guy was right about one thing. I'm making a bigger deal because I think it's fascinating the way people act. So it's not as big a deal as I'm making it. No.
Yeah.
I think this is interesting. I think people going nuts over him trying to be sort of honest and nitpicking what he said or how he delivered it and what have you. It's just, I think it's a societal problem, and I think it's funny.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if some of the people like shitting on him right now like just already hated him for other reasons and what the reasons shown him.
I don't think so because it was during a live stream. I think he's cultivated a lot of when you do criticism the way we do it, you do cultivate a lot of self-righteous losers that want what you have. So the minute you show any vulnerability and say that, look, I was a jerk off at this time, this is their way to pounce. And there are people like the guy that just call in that are legitimately think it's wrong. With the guy had the big argument. I do think he was sincere on that point. And there's other ones that are just this is just a peg, and there's other one that just join the outrage train because they're outraged monkeys.
Yeah, I doubt this like controversy will like spread. Like I
don't think it will. I'm not sweeping for him. This is fucking an interesting topic to me. I swear to God. First of all, Tom is an idiot for bringing it up. I freely admit that just because I know how stupid people are. And I think that guy's being ridiculous. And he says that he didn't know about the cancellation train, but it's not that big. And you could even go.
Thing as a perfect relationship is even if like
I don't know one. You know, I had a perfect relationship, fucking that I could see. I don't know. Fucking Paul McCartney. That was the only guy. He said they only spent until the day she died. They only spent one day apart. They made it sound so cool. And I'm sure he never cheated. Because that guy probably had so much fucking pussy prior to her, he could contain himself. He knew it was like, once it's over, it's over. This is a great girl. I think that's it. He could afford a great relationship. Sometimes that's a lot of money has a lot to do with it. Everybody's comfortable, so you can afford to be a good guy. There's not a lot of stress in your life other than normal, healthy stress. So no, I think Paul McCartney had the best relationship I've ever heard of, if it's true. And who knows? Maybe some of it's bullshit. I mean, he is an entertainer, so they make it all bullshit. And that's another problem I have is as soon as an entertainer introduces anything fucking real, this is the reaction they get. I remember when Liam Neeson talked about a time where some Irish girl told him that a black guy either raped her or punched that beat her up. I forget which. And he said he spent the rest of the night in Dublin looking for any black man, right? Until he went, holy shit, what the fuck am I doing? This is crazy, right? He decides to tell that story in his 50s, and they all call him a racist. He's trying to give you some insight on how that stuff happens and how it almost happened to him, and he caught himself.
I feel like
I wanted to hear that, and they all shut him down, and I wanted to hear that. Not that this is at that level, but it's just as interesting to me, you know?
Yeah,
it was rape.
Like a lot of people put these guys on pedestals, but like the moment, you know, like anything, like you said, anything like real happens, like
shatters their worldview.
You know,
I loved you, Tom. What did you do to me? Nobody did anything to you. That's your problem. You have a parasocial relationship. I don't even use that word that much because you need parasocial if you want to make it in this business. And that's no YouTube. Like all these YouTubers that like to bitch about parasocial relationships, they fucking thrive on it. Don't get it. It pays the bills.
I mean, every YouTuber does to a certain extent.
I do too. And there are a few people that have crossed the line with me a few times, but I know I need them. The only thing where I draw the line is if they know that I need them and then they start pulling strings, then I cut them off.
Yeah, I see.
Because then it's not worth it because then they're going to control you. You know? But yeah, you need them. If somebody just has a parasocial relationship and they're not harming me in any way and they're just overly praising me, I got to let them do it. And it's uncomfortable as it makes me. You know? Because you need fans if you're going to make it. You can't be Tommy C all day. You know what I mean? Except me. I can't. Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling, man.
I mean, your entire muscle is just like being nuclear.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you have anything else? No, I'm gonna interrupt you. One last thing you want to say?
Nah, nothing. Take care. I mean, last time. I just remembered something. Like I called in one time before.
Yeah.
Like literally one time before. That was like the first time I'd ever fucking called in.
Yeah.
Just instantly knew me like right near the end of the stream.
Did I blow you up?
Take care, man. Take care.
Did I blow you up? Last time you called?
No, like I said, like it was the first time.
You wanted it. You wanted it. Who's next? I'll talk to everybody.
Ithacus.
Ithacus. Where are the pro clutchers? Where are you? See, you're in the Mariner there, wimpy man. Hey, what's up, man? Ithacus, here on there. Let's go.
I guess we were talking about Turkey Tom.
You know what? I'll open the phone. Talk about what you want, but go ahead.
The lyrics and Kai stuff. Turkey
Lyric?
Tom, the carving.
What are you talking about?
Let me give you some context. So there was
Okay.
the Kai is Tom's like ex-girlfriend that we think a lot of this has to do with.
Oh, okay.
And there was a rumor like about 8 months ago or whatever that Lyrics and Kai fucked. And then Tom carved like her name.
Oh,
on
that
the
whole
chest.
thing? I don't believe that. Is that true?
All right. Well,
I never
I
believed
don't
that.
know.
the cheating thing is more likely, but the carving is
That's
less,
ridiculous.
you know, there's no.
Somebody put a knife in a turkey in the chat.
There's actually the clip you were reviewing earlier about the Turkey Tom cheating thing in the same Twitter post or whatever. There's a clip about Turkey Tom talking to Chud Logic about it, where he didn't really deny it, like the cheating at least, but he didn't confirm anything. He just said like,
Well, good thing he did. Look what happens when you do.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, what's like? You know what happened today? A lot of YouTubers in the drama space learned never to be honest. That's all that happened.
Yeah, I mean, with being a public figure,
And I guess if you're wimpy douchebag or whatever his name is, what you have to do if you are honest, you have to deliver it a certain way.
yeah, I mean, like, people get a lot less, especially like famous people, they get a lot less leeway than like someone you knew in your real life, because you know there's they only get like bits and pieces of people's lives, so you know you're more prone to think they're a bad bad person for.
I think some of it too is the last caller touched on is they have a vision of Turkey Tom and who he is, and it's nowhere near what it actually is. And then anything that breaks that makes them freak out.
Yeah,
I think that's some of that, because I don't think that's just people hating him. I think that's like, I thought you were this, you're not this, and then now I'm angry because you're not. I dedicated a lot of my love and fandom to you, and you broke my heart because you're not what I thought you were.
Yeah, I mean, these people are just too online, you know. Like, if you really go outside, like,
Yeah, that's the problem I had with my first caller. I didn't think he was just a casual guy, you know, that just stumbled upon me in my thing. I think he's in it, and I think it does bother him at some level anyway. Anything else?
Like I'm a youngin'. I'm still in high school, but you know, if you really talk to people, go outside, you know, you can still like see that you know, like people do cheat. It's just like it's very.
Only 20% of the time.
Online, yeah.
Hey, I will say this: it's not right to break girls' hearts like that. You really damage them. You do, because most people can't do what I can do and forgive people. So you're going to damage them. So it's not. It definitely isn't right. I think it deserves a local scolding, not a public humiliation.
Stop the point,
That's,
bitch.
you know, maybe a local or a friend. Like me and you were tight, we're buzz, and you got caught. Man, she caught me. It's like, dude, you don't want to blame it yourself. It's fucked up. You hurt that girl, blah, blah, blah. And then it's done. You know? And then it's done. That's why I think.
Sure, but,
all right, bud.
Yeah, have a good night. Yeah.
Take care. Thanks. Who's next? Who next?
Next up is Lynn.
Lynn. Go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lynn.
It is I, Lynn. Long-time caller, etc., all the usual stuff.
All right. What do you got? Ditto.
Sure. I'm not sure if it's a question or just like a thing I've been pondering. Do you think this is mostly a case of like callers, parasocial 15-year-olds who have experience?
Yes, I think it's probably a litany of things. There's guys like the guy that called me that are rigid. You have the people that got their worldview smashed and their vision of Tom smashed. You got the people that just hated him or using it. You have people probably legitimately that have been cheated on and think he should pay because they can't make the fucking their partner pay. Yeah, I'm sure it's like a litany of things. You know, the one girl that wrote, she's right. I mean, it's something I thought I expressed that when I watched the video. Like he did ask for this to a certain extent, but it doesn't make it any less ridiculous, and it doesn't make it like, you know, the guy you sit there criticizing, like I'm, you know, you're obviously not a Nazi if you fucking think it's wrong. You are. I think you are a Nazi if you're trying to cancel it.
Yeah. It's maybe you're not a card-carrying member, but
no, but you're exhibiting traits.
Yeah, precisely.
You know,
precisely.
Yeah.
No, it's just more if it was like because Tom has the viewership he has, so I was thinking it was mostly the parasocial 15-year-olds more than.
I think it's everything, and it's probably not as big. Clutching. It's not as big as I'm making it. I just find this more fascinating than anything else. I don't want to talk about Mr. Beast. I don't give a fuck about KSI's lunch. I don't give a shit about it. I think Turkey Tom is way more interesting. You know.
Yeah. No, like all this drama shit, as always, it's entertaining as hell, and that's like the primary part of watching it and following.
If I really wanted to sweep for Tom, I wouldn't talk about it at all. That's the best way to, because that is the best way to sweep. That is the best way. Like he could take this. I mean, I didn't think he can deal with this. He's a little stronger than that.
I don't think Tom gives a shit about what you say on your stream.
Real sweeping, I think is not talking about it, because I have swept for Kraut and T years ago by saying but I did. I said, like, I'm not talking about it, and it's true. If he was anybody else, I might have thrown him under the bus, but I was like, yeah, this guy, I'm not doing it. You know, call it what you want. Call me a hypocrite. Go ahead.
Kraut seems like a guy who would be great to have a beer or two with. Like,
I wish he keeps threatening. He doesn't even live that far from me. He keeps threatening to come over. I wish he would.
Yeah, he's Austrian, isn't he?
No, he's German, but he's living over there because it's better.
Yeah, it's all German.
Taxes are better.
Just swamp Germans.
Taxes are better. It's more libertine. Bavarian culture is way cooler, even though they're not technically Bavarian. It's very close.
Yeah, you can buy your guns over the counter down there. So,
I don't think you can do that, but it's definitely like a lot more liberal. The Germans are much more rigid, but they're kind of, here's the thing, and Christoph Waltz, I noticed this too, but Christoph Waltz spelled it out on Conan O'Brien, I think. They're kind of like Canadians. Yeah. They're phony. They're a little phony friendly.
Yeah,
the Austrians.
Yeah,
They're a little bit phony friendly.
The Swiss were also mountain Germans. Yeah.
No, Swiss are different. Swiss are bad motherfuckers. I love the Swiss. I wish I could live there, but they're
ones
smart.
I've met, unfortunately.
They're chest beaters. I like the Swiss, and you know why I like the Swiss? Because they don't let anybody in the country. They don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah, no, fuck you.
They also have.
You're talking about, Swiss.
The other thing that's great about the Swiss is they set up their sort of republic or their democracy where nothing can get done, which sounds awful.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's not. It handcuffs the politicians. So I love the Swiss. Yeah,
they're term bound fairly heavily.
It's it takes forever to get any kind of legislation passed, so you can't put any bullshit. So when something comes out, it's usually like one thing instead of like the way we do it, where they put a bunch of pork in it.
Oh no, we have to do something. Does the bad thing?
Yeah. All right. When that happens, it's got to go through so many fucking channels, right? It's got to go through so many channels that it just basically is dead in the water. So bad ideas don't get through as much. There you go. So all right,
they're still around.
All right, I'll let you go. That was a long one. I still want to go. I still want to go. But we are coming to the end.
Yeah.
I don't think
we can do an after show.
We are doing an after show for Shizzle my Nizzle.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You're 15 minutes away from the German border. Sure you are, you Dutchman. You also spit in Rudy Fowler's hair, and I'm mad at you. How dare you spit at Rudy Fowler, you bastards. I love the Dutch too, but I hate their football fans with a passion. The only Dutch football fan that I can appreciate, and the only one I will ever appreciate. I can like you. If your identity is Ajax, I hate you. If your identity is Dutch National, I hate you. All right, through and through. But if I can hate you for the time, and when it's over, I can like you. There's one Dutch football fan, one on earth, one that I love. I don't know his name, but I know who he is. I think we're a kindred spirit. There was, you know those foam hands like Hulk Hogan is number one?
Yes.
This Dutch football fan, who I don't know, but I feel like I know, pull it parasocial if you will, came up with a foam finger. But it was more like a foam arm. And he invented,
oh my God,
when he came to Germany for a Dutch versus German derby matchup with the Heil 5. Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
I love that man.
Oh my God.
And he went around to the cops and said, Heil 5. That is the greatest Dutch football fan that ever lived. And he was even the cops were laughing. The German cops.
Great.
Yeah, he did it in Germany too.
Oh my God.
Because you've got big balls. Like I would have told it. Like if you were my friend, I'd be like,
titanium.
I would have said you might get arrested for that. And that guy would be like, I'm not getting arrested for that. I know the laws, and I'm going to bring the foam arm Heil 5. And he went around to other German fans and German cops and said, "You sir, Heil 5." It was the greatest. I think that's it. I think we're done. Thank you so much for all your support and your donations and all that other good shit. You guys are fantastic.
Patreons.
Yeah, but I'm putting on the thing, the after show. Let me put that on first so I can know to go right to it. Should I do? No, I think no. We're gonna watch that video. We're gonna watch scary stuff today. It's gonna be midnight soon, right? After show. After show. Here we go. It's the after show. Go on there. If you paid your money. All right, let's do Pat's and we'll call it a day. Patreon. Come on in Patreon. Let's do it. All right, the rule is we read 100% 100% of the time. We do read some of the chats, but when we get in deeper conversations like I did with that guy, not everything can be read live. We try to leave them live. I might change that rule though. I think we should probably read anything over a certain amount. I think I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Later for 100%.
I mean, I can keep an eye on it too.
Yeah. We probably should do that. But like, I can't read every 5 or 6 that comes in when I'm arguing with a guy about what a douchebag he is. It's impossible for me. I'm sorry. Mavsy, Oatback, Mrexon, Abby Blackburn, Ashley B, A Billion Bones, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Everborn, Final Flash, Latchkey Gothboy, Nesquik, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Pun, Reynolds Hughes, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Trippy Savage, GD in a Bottle, Picklington, The Englishman. I wonder if he's a uptight, stuffy, limey Brit. Picklington. I don't think so. He listens to Tommy C. He loves Tommy C. And I love you. And why don't you come in and join me for Never Cheated So I Don't Qualify. Do you believe that? From Vega.
Me?
Do you believe Vega never cheated?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of an incident. I'm not familiar with anything. I'm not saying I know any inside.
I think I plead the 5th right now.
Plead the 5th?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like
Oh no!
That sounds like you're leaving your options open.
The answer is no. I've never cheated.
Good bullshit. I don't believe that for a minute. You definitely
don't have to.
It's
still true.
You say it with authority. It makes me say, like, if I say this authority, I'll be believing.
That you know what that is. This is the one flex I have that I can be confident in saying. I don't give a fuck if we're at a funeral. Hey, do you know I never cheated on a girl? I will say it every time, bro, because it's never happened. Never, not once. And I think you're correct. It's because it's not that I'm leaving my options open. It just takes too long for the relationship to like take hold. That's my problem.
So, but I guarantee this you dumped a fucking chick, immediately went to another one, maybe even a close friend of theirs. You must have done that, correct?
I move on fairly quickly.
You swear to God. You swear to God. You like. I mean, all right. I'll get you to do this. You swear on your brothers. You tell me the truth.
Yeah, it's one of my brothers.
Well, okay.
Dead, alive, it don't matter.
No, I believe it. Then I believe it. You 100% believe it. Really? You never got tempted, even when you were a teenager, and just like, I could bang this chick and probably get away with it. You never got that point?
No. There's no reason to.
This guy gets so much puss. He doesn't even feel like this is ridiculous. They should hate you, not Turkey Tom.
The craziest part.
Yeah.
No, the thing with Turkey Tom is that I don't know. I try to talk to these motherfuckers, dog.
They don't listen. Right? I know.
Nobody listens, bro.
Nobody listens to me either.
I tell people don't get into no girlfriend, no boyfriend, none of that bullshit, bro. Yeah. If you're coming up and you're grinding, and especially once you get that fame, that's when you actually, or the success, right? Monetarily, status, whatever the fuck, right? Once you get there, that's when you hunker down with your standard. If they don't meet it, it's a Tuesday night, bro.
Yeah,
because what is the point? What is the fucking point?
You must have got tempted once. I mean, I don't believe that you never got tempted.
I get tempted, yeah, but I don't do nothing about it.
Really?
I just remove myself.
How many long-term relationships and how was your longest long-term relationship?
Just 2.5 years.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
I think there's a lie, and it wasn't the first one.
I'm not going to swear on anything from that state or that answer. Old enough to have had my
Your mother must give you nothing but shit about that.
They get it because they know, so they understand.
They understand.
My grandmother, when she was
you were probably, I bet you lost your virginity at like 12.
How'd you know that?
What a shock, because you probably already look like a man.
No, I don't think I did. No. Not
well, compared to now, no, but I'm probably by the other guy's standards, you did.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I know. I was just. I don't know. It was L.A. It was like gang.
Well, I noticed. Is pussy easier in the hood?
It's not the type you want.
I know that, but is it easier? And you don't know me. And you don't know me.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like now, but back in the day.
Was it easier? I always thought the ghetto kids got laid more. I always felt that way. I didn't know it was true.
Yeah, that's why I think a lot. My mentality and view on the whole thing is kind of warped. One, I'm older. Two, I come from like that kind of background. Sure. Sex is not that big of a deal. Also, that was confirmed when I went to Europe, bro. Americans are prudes. They're like grandmothers, bro. I can't believe.
That's what all the German girls told me. That's what all the German girls told me. I think Americans are prudes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I could have told a German girl that I just started dating, yeah, I cheated on this girl back in high school or what have you. It wouldn't have been like that. I was like, yeah. You know, it would have been something like that. You know, yeah. Don't do it to me. I'll kill you. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Not the ones.
And the whole thing with the look at high as a kite, dude. I've been arguing with him. That's my boy though.
Yeah.
He's saying I'm lying on a technicality, bro. Explain a technicality when you say I've never cheated. That means
did you stick your dick in another woman while you were promised to another woman?
No.
Then that's not cheating.
Exactly.
Were you unfaithful? Did you kiss?
Kiss? No.
Kiss?
Never done
No,
anything.
he done that. All right.
Nothing.
I'm sorry. That's a pretty clean bill of health. I believe him. He's swearing to his brothers. And
Yeah,
Kite's a
girls will
soldier.
flirt. Yeah,
Kite's a
girls
soldier.
will flirt.
Kite's a
They'll
soldier.
try to
So
touch me.
he definitely believes you. He just doesn't want to believe you because he fucking terrible. He's like
Yeah,
you.
there you go. Xylee, Vega is an honest hoe. I don't like cheaters. I've been cheated on. In both the relationships, or no, three of the relationships I've been in, all three of them fucking had something to do with cheating.
Yeah, I know. But it's only 20% of the time. Don't worry.
You know what's funny too during this whole Tom controversy is that fucking I think somebody was saying it that like guys cheat more or something like that, dude. I don't care what nobody's paperwork or nobody's university. I don't give a fuck if Einstein was resurrected. Do I really think women cheat? Tommy, you ain't been in the game, bro. Almost every single woman.
I had a good run. I had a pretty good run. Not as good as you, but I had a pretty good run. I know. And I got cheated on, by the way. I got cheated on. Women
will tell you.
Yeah, I know, but women cheat on
will tell
much
you that
different
women
reasons.
cheat way more than guys. They will tell you that.
Ghetto. I bet. Is that the ghetto chicks?
No. That has not changed.
Fucking uptight white girls won't tell you that.
Guess who cheats more? Them white girls, bro.
No, did white girls cheat the most? You think?
Every white girl I've been with they've lied to me that they were single, or
every single one.
No, not every single one. But the girls, the
ones that
one of the
cheated
girls that was white, she
Yeah.
cheated on me. Yeah,
really?
so the majority of them, yeah.
No way.
They'll keep whoever they're with the secret type shit. You know, they won't even or they'll lie to you and say they broke up once they find out that you're not that type of dude, which they don't come across.
You ever heartbroken?
Me? Yeah. That's why I'm that's why I'm stringent with the whole fucking. If we're gonna be in a relationship, I'm not gonna be sitting here hopping around. That's what most people are. They hop relationship to relationship.
I can't believe a girl couldn't tie you down. Then that's so hard to me because if you're that way, right? Which I believe you because you told me, you swore, right?
Yeah.
But I know you have a lot of temptation, and you had it before you were an artist, or even had you probably had this most of your life. I couldn't have controlled. You're a better man than me. I probably would have cheated when I was younger. If I had that, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I wouldn't have cheated. I got to be honest. I don't know if I wouldn't have cheated if I had more offers. I think there's a few I turned down because I was either really into the chick or didn't want to get caught. That's not exactly a good reason. The reason is, that's not what you do because it's wrong. But there were some holes there. Whereas, well, if this situation arises, this is my immoral C, maybe I'd do it. That type of thing. While I'm telling everybody else they shouldn't do it.
Yeah, I just personally, my whole philosophy, I was like raised by women, and then the male side, because I didn't have a dad, was the bangers, right? So I saw a lot of sides to the whole relationship thing.
Yeah.
And it was always like pounded into your brain. It's like, if you tell a woman, or for example, if you tell your homie you got his back, or fucking whatever, right? If you give somebody your word, or they know they got you because you are who you are, they expect that to happen, right?
Really?
And it's like, yeah. So it's like, so what's the difference between you and the woman that you're with? And it's like, oh, okay, I get that. And then also, as it continues to proceed, it's like, why do I need to cheat on a woman where I can get another one? If this one locked me down,
but see, I never knew if I could get another one right away. That was always like I have to go back. It's like I always had to go back to zero. You know what I mean? And then start over and work my way up. I wasn't as good as you. I have to start because look, I'm not the best looking guy in the fucking world. I have to get by my personality. I didn't even when I was in shape, I didn't have big muscles, and I wasn't a badass. So I really had to work for it, and I didn't go to places like you probably went to clubs. You're probably good at dancing because you're Latin. I wasn't good at any of that shit. I'm an old man. I'm the make the chick laugh guy. And then she said, yeah, I'll blow this guy. That's me.
Well, I have a great time. I don't have a problem speaking with. I don't care if you're a fucking supermodel, bro.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is what I try to tell dudes do when they say they get very anxious or they get nervous around chicks. It's like, dude, just picture them wiping their ass after taking a shit or throwing up after they've had too much. They're regular people, bro.
Well, I always try to they put their pants on the same way you do.
That's another way of saying it.
You know, I tell you something. You know what's really sad for me, because I probably could have got laid more. I didn't feel that way until after I got married. Until you live with a woman, and you realize, oh my God, they're not angels. You know, you hear them fart a couple times. You know, you're kind of like, you know what? They're human just like me. Before that, they're magical when you're younger, and I think when they're magical, that's when you get the real rigid view in a lot of cases. But I think.
But Tom is human, people.
Yeah, God.
What did you take away from that? I know you explained it, but
I'm blowing this up more than he did. I don't know exactly what he did, or I don't know if I could. I don't know. You know, I don't know because I don't know which situation this is. You know, I thought it might be something, but I think what he tried to do is he tried to have. I was making fun of him before, but I think he tried to kind of have some of the conversations we have on here, and it just didn't. He's too big a YouTuber to do that. You know, that's why I was joking around.
The clip that I saw, unless there's more to it, the clip that I saw, it sounded like he just say like, yeah, you know, I cheated, I didn't want to, but fucking welcome to adulthood. And it just means like a lot of things happen.
Yeah, that's why
when you're growing up, and you have to get past it, or you have to get over somebody cheating on you, and you have to get
over cheating on somebody too.
Yeah, exactly. You have to move past it.
You know, there's a very good possibility. There's a very good possibility that Tom paid in spades for his actions already. And that's why he was willing to talk about it, because he forgave himself. That sounds crazy, but I mean, it's not really if you've been around a little bit.
And then also a point that was brought up very clearly was I don't think he needs to apologize to the internet or explain himself. It's just something that happened. So why is the internet tripping over something that happens? No. Is it right? I don't think he said, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, go cheat on your bitch. No, he's fucking.
No, but they that guy that was calling in before, the guy I had an argument with, is the way he said it. You know, he got into that whole thing. Ugh. You know, like I guess, it was like the way he said it, how it was delivered, but you know, he wasn't being a thought Nazi.
Oh, come on, bro. Yeah, the way it's delivered.
The way it was delivered. Who cares? Who cares if he did it if he did it through an AI thing? When I mean, like, and something tells me, like, my experience with that is it doesn't matter with the way it's delivered. And then he went on to say, is cheating's cheating. That's final. So I actually don't believe him that if he presented it a different way, that it would have made much of a difference in that guy's head, because he was so rigid and just about everything he said.
Tommy, you cheated on a girl?
Yeah, I did. Right after my wife. I had another girlfriend. I cheated on her.
Oh, wow. So do you believe, because I believe if you cheat once, you'll cheat again. Do you think that's not correct?
I think the odds go up, yeah.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think, well, I've said it 100 times. If you bring somebody in your life through cheating and they cheat on you, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
That's what, dude, the girls that have cheated on their boyfriends with me, that they're just like, but I'd rather be with you. And it's like, so let me ask you a question. If you cheated on him, what makes you think I'm so special?
Well,
and then they'll go and they'll try to explain 1,000 ways. And I'm like, dude, that cat's out of the bag, bro. We can continue to be friends and fucking, but
I was sleeping with her. I banged a girl at the bar, and I was sleeping with my ex-wife at the same time. Who, for that I remember this black guy telling me, I was bitching about my ex-wife and go to this divorce. He's like, so you haven't fucked yet? I'm like, no, she's been gone for 6 months. She'll come back. Give it about 3 or 4 months. Everybody does this. I've been divorced 3 times. And I'm like, what? So you guys will fuck. And I go, what's going to happen after that? We get back together? Because that's what I really wanted to hear. No.
Right.
You guys going to fuck? And then she's going to go back and be a bitch again. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, dude, if it don't work, dude. Oh my God, bro. One day we got to sit back. I got to tell you some shit, bro, about a lot of the boys that I know that did that thing, that back and forth of the fucking marriages. And it was like almost like watching a movie that was poorly written.
Yeah.
And you're just like, bro, you just told me like 8 hours worth of misery for 20 years that you've been through. And now you're begging to go back. You're insane, bro.
They have
kids. You don't see it when you're in it.
They have kids.
Right?
You don't see it. They have kids. Any of these guys?
Yeah. Most
you will do crazy motherfucking shit to keep your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and including because the way I'll tell you the way they rationalize it, because you're probably like, how could you do that to yourself? You start because when you're a father, you sacrifice, right? So you rationalize it like, if all I got to do is put up with this bitch to see my kids, Any consequences I take from are my own fault, and I have to do that. That's how they rationalize it in a lot of cases. And I was, I was willing to go back to her for a while. I thought us sleeping together was like, okay, we can rebuild this. She left out of nowhere, and there wasn't a major fight, or there wasn't anything. Turns out she was planning it, and then it turns out the only reason they planned it for a year, and I think the only reason she slept with me is because she was a little lonely. And she got what she wanted out. I went right back to it.
I wish we'd have known each other back then. I would have told you that. It sucks because it's
the black truck driver in AFES told me. I listened to him.
And you know what's crazy? I'm the homie. One of my homeboys told me flat out that he was like cheating on his chick, right?
Yeah.
And they were like married and all this stuff, kids, the works, right? Multiple kids, been married for a long time. And he told me he was like, fucking this other chick or whatever. And I just was like, slam my drink down. I was like, you what?
What are you doing? I would say the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, you fucking, because I know his family, and I would just started yelling at him, bro.
Yeah. And I think Tom would have deserved that too. It's just like I think this public thing is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I was just, I don't know. It's wild. Yeah. I was mainly focused on the whole your honor, your fucking this and this. She was like, dude, this ain't some girlfriend or something like that, dude. That's your wife. Like, I didn't get out of my house. I was just when I was disappointed, bro.
I don't know. You're probably. I think I was in a little before you. What year did you join?
I went in 2006.
I came in.
I was 14.
I came in 3 years before you. All right. So I was in Wiesbaden right at the time. So you would experience this too. No, actually, you would have been there too. So you remember this. Do you remember when? What's the other social media? Not Facebook. The first big one. What was that called, Jeannie?
MySpace, yeah.
I saw guys lose their E6s over that motherfucking iSpace. That MySpace shit. And I did not. That's where they met chicks, especially over here.
Oh yeah.
That MySpace ruined so many marriages and took so much rank. Off the top of my head, I can think of 5.
Bro, that's another point, bro. Yeah. You cannot talk to fucking army guys, men.
Yeah.
Army men, and tell them anything about men cheat more, bro. Not one of these motherfuckers are gonna look at you and be like, "You're so right." No, bitch, I don't care what the universities or the studies say.
Yeah.
There was times where I came back, right, doing escorts or whatever, or when you go on vacation, sometimes I'll make a decision and I'll go to Europe, right, instead of going back to the house so I can keep whatever. So anyway, it was one time that I'll just give one example, bro. And the wives that were around me at the table, everybody's deployed, and the wives are just openly talking about fucking the dudes that are back in garrison.
I know what happened. So get this. I got the same story. So I came back from downrange early. Okay. All right. So I came. We dated 15 months. I did 10. All right. So like between 8 and 10. I forget exactly what it was. So I did 10. I came back early. So I got to go in the rear. When I came back, I asked to move in the housing because I was actually living off post on my own dime. And everybody's like, "You're crazy, man. Fucking just come on post," right? And the houses you're living is probably bigger. You're going to be closer to here. You'll never be late for work or formation or anything. Come back home. So I did. So we move in, and then across the street is the last barracks mate I ever had. And he was Latin like you. He was a rod. You know what I mean? Right. And his wife was living across the street. And we saw this big gaggle of women like partying, having a good time. Looked pretty innocent on the surface, right? And I even said to my wife, why don't you go over there and meet the girls? I know you're foreign. I know, but meet the American girls. They're fun. Looks like they're having a good fucking time. Go out over there. She comes back in about 2 hours. I said, "What's the matter? You didn't have a good time?" I figured, you're being all German, being all fucking uptight. What's the matter with you? And she looked at me and she goes, "Tommy, you don't want me over there." I'm like, "What do you mean? You don't want me over there?" I said, "You're kidding." She didn't have to say anything. "Oh, you're kidding me."
Oh yeah. They're running wild, bro.
She said the same thing you did. No, I never heard that. It was open. I said, in order to be in housing, you have to be married. Yeah. We're talking upwards of 20 fucking women, right?
Oh yeah.
And every one of them is having, and a lot of them aren't even sleeping with German guys, which you think that's what they would do.
Mainly Americans.
It's other Americans. You know, that was a weird thing. Like the American girls did not go for the German guys. They're smart, maybe because they're too smart to deal with them. But they did, and I said, "You're fucking kidding me." And I said, "What about Erod?" Right? I mentioned his wife, and she says, "I got no evidence," but she's like, "I be in that environment, that is," because she came back in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Found an excuse. Told you she had a stomach ache or a period cramp or some shit like that. And they're like, "I'll go see you later." Right.
Yeah.
It would have been, she felt that nobody said anything, that it just had been a matter of time, because losers want other losers to be with them. Right. It would have been just a matter of time. Right. Before they said, "We won't tell your husband, we promise."
Yeah.
And we were newlywed at the time. So she actually was still into me at that point. She probably could have got So yeah, she's probably still into me at that point. So maybe the planning didn't start at that point. But then she's like, "You don't want that. You don't want me going over there. You want nothing to do with that."
Did you guys have gated gated American family community like houses, but they were guarded by military personnel?
They weren't. There were some sections that were, and some sections that weren't. So it was like on post itself, and there was housing on post, obviously, because you have to get on post. So the other stuff that if you were German, you could drive through Abraham Lincoln Strasse, right? Mm-hmm. You know, because they're all I lived on Arizona Strasse, right? And they weren't exactly gated. Now there was a gate since then, and I was surprised because what I was told is after 9/11, anybody could go anywhere. There's no problem, right? And remember, they had terrorist attacks on it. They had a soldier killed in Wiesbaden by a German terrorist, right, in 1985. The fucking terrorist lives right down the street too, by the way. That's another story for another fucking time. Still, and is out of jail. So they could check you when I was there, but the German could still drive on. Now they don't even want you going there for Halloween, and they used to invite all the kids in Wiesbaden and Mainz to come there, and they don't let you do that anymore. So it's slowly got more and more strict. So yeah, now I think it is guarded with armed guards.
So
I'm peace.
So the ones that I'll just say, right, there was some, right. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but in those houses when the boys are deployed or off on training exercises, there's cleaning appliances out on the front porch, and that means the door's unlocked. Come in and dick me down.
I could see that. But the thing is, the bitches were acting like guys. They were all like covering for each other.
Yeah, of course, they're chicks.
And then, yeah, but girls don't. Guys cover for each other like that. I guess if you get a bunch of girls in that fucking ultra testosterone environment, they start acting like guys. I'd never seen anything like. I have never seen anything like that before. Since because you can't trust girls to fucking hold your girly secret down, especially if they want your man. And that's my experience. The girls can't do that because one of them's going to rat on them, and there's no code. There's no honor code there. Like, you start cheating on your girl, I might not like it. I'm not going to say shit, but I know the code, and I'm going to stick to it, right? Especially for soldiers. I'm not fucking that up. And God forbid we get put in a bad situation and I snitched on you. There ain't no way I'm doing that. That code is that they don't have that. So it was just fascinating to me at the time that they could be so open about it. And you're telling me this, so I think it lines up. And then Hentai for Life just sent me there's a story about a bunch of soldiers doing that now. And I just didn't cover it today because I thought this was more interesting.
Doing what the what? What
Guys only cover if they're not trying to hook up with a girl. 100%, guy. Give yourself a fucking point. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but usually when you're around like a good crew and fucking
guys,
if a wifey makes a move, I mean, he's got the choice. He can either rat her out or cover for her, but he's not fucking her, right? But at the same time, it's when you have that guy that's around and you never see him with girls, that's the dude to worry about.
That's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy.
You gotta worry about that guy because he'll fuck your girl any day.
Yeah. It was like, oh, I love Jimmy. He's so great. He doesn't do any fucking. He didn't talk. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, I don't, it's a wild fucking. I don't know about this. What the statistics say, but I guarantee
he's telling me 20%. I don't believe it from men or women.
What, that 20% cheat? I'd say
that's 20% for men, 20% for men, 10 for, or is it 30 for 30-20? Men are always higher.
That's crazy.
I think that's crazy.
Well, maybe you can't trust those studies. 1972 or something.
Imagine being a guy that did cheat, and you're sitting around doing this fucking study. and all of a sudden they pop that question on you, right? Are you going to tell the truth? I'm not. I'm not taking any chances.
Dude, I've met so many women that I've talked to.
20% are honest.
I already know what's coming out of their mouth before they say it, bro. There was a girl I was with last week. I knew her a long time ago. I knew her best friend, and I was just like, "Hey, what happened to your friend?" And then she like paused, and she was like, "Oh, we don't really talk anymore." And I already knew what happened.
Yeah, you already know.
She fucked her man.
Yeah.
And I was like, "So what happened?" And she's just like, "Oh, nothing. We just don't talk." I was like, "She fucked your man, huh? Because your man ain't around no more." And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, exactly, bro."
I'm not, I'm not past that. I can't believe you confirm. I thought what happened to me with those girls was unique. And you're telling me you heard about that shit too. And I just got an article sent to me yesterday about a similar situation about a girl going nuts when her husband was doing some kind of RTX or some shit like that. And I think she's an influencer too, like an OnlyFans influencer type thing or something. And then she did the same fucking thing.
Oh, you're talking about the women?
I can't get over. I
thought you should have known that.
I can't get over. No, but I thought that was. I knew they cheated, and I knew women probably cheated a little more in that environment. But the openness between girls is the mind blower to me.
Oh my God, bro! I learned young. I was around, and this is probably what led to not having an issue speaking with women. Is I was around groups of women when I was younger, and they would speak freely, right? Because we're in that environment, right?
Yeah.
The reality of the world is harsh, so nobody's sugarcoating shit around you, right? So that's another thing I have a problem with the internet when people are like, you know what you shouldn't do, and it's like, how about you eat my dick, bro?
Yeah.
You gonna whoop my ass? You're not, right? So shut your ass up.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat my dick, but you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. So that's usually how that world works. If you're not willing to do violence against me, then I don't give a fuck what you have to say. You ain't gonna do shit about it anyway. So fucking, I'm not a very violent person now, but I'm just saying it's different when you grow up like that. All the pearl clutching is weird. So
Yeah, it really is.
I used to hear women in groups as I was growing up from a very young age just be like, oh, not my family, but chicks from like the neighborhood and all that, either hood rats or their own mothers and all that shit. And it would just sit around and be like, can you believe I swallowed this motherfucker's cum? He didn't even take me to the movies.
Ew!
I was stroking that shit all night, and I was gonna let him put it in my ass, but once he started to put his clothes on, fuck that motherfucker.
That's a ghetto chick. That's got to be a ghetto chick though.
Those were. But it's just a different way. Like there's no tact there, but there's a different way when I started getting around other women. They still talk the same, but it's in a different it's in a different manner.
Talk like white girls.
You can get the Real Housewives from Beverly Hills and the Real Housewives from New Jersey. They might have an attitude problem at first, but once they start talking about dudes and what they've done with them, they're getting along like butter, baby.
Yeah, once they feel that safety thing, then they can be honest about it.
They know what's up, man.
That's crazy. All right, man.
We really can't talk about women like there's these nice little princesses, because there's plenty of classy, beautiful, intelligent, respectable, women with integrity, but they are not the norm anymore.
No,
that's what I don't think people realize. That those times are done. It's just not. It's not how it is anymore.
I don't know. I don't think any women are any worse than men. I really don't. I think
from cheating.
No. As far as it being dirty or anything like that, I think it's
no.
I don't think it's
I'm talking about cheating.
Yeah. I don't. I feel like when a girl cheats, it's hard. It's more socially unacceptable when a guy does. You know.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. I don't think that could change either. I'm not sitting there. The world shouldn't be that way. No, it just is. You know. I think it is, but it's still, it doesn't make it any less unfair. All right. Because I can forgive Tom, but would I forgive Jenny? Probably. I don't care what Jenny does.
You forgive Jenny?
Jenny, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know. But
Jenny, are you Tommy C's side piece?
No. Yeah, well, we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. I warned her about that. You know. Oh, I did. She called. I took the call open in front of Tommy and my wife, and I was like, "Hey, hey, sweetie, how you doing?" And all of a sudden, my son held his mouth, right? And he was giggling and shit and looking at my wife. And my wife was looking at me. Like, I didn't see it because I was talking to her. And then I got the phone. And then my son was like, I can't believe you did that. I was like, did what? He said, you called that girl sweetie. I was like, your mom doesn't care. I was being nice. You heard the whole conversation. And I looked at my wife. She wasn't happy. She wasn't happy. I was like, well, come on. I do that all the time on the show. See, that's when you're live and on the show and doing love phones. I've never heard you do that in private.
Yeah.
Sorry.
A lot of apologies in marriages, huh?
Yes.
I don't know.
Flower. It's women are wonderful because flowers actually work, and that's their.
Oh,
fault.
do they?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Not for
but
cheating.
the German girls from over there.
No, American girls from flowers fucking work when you fuck up. You can't. It depends on the weight of the fuck up. Flowers are good when you yelled.
No, what I'm saying is the women in like Europe or probably Germany. I don't know about the rest of Europe.
Yeah,
I can only speak from like my experience. But you, with the women down there, they're more like wifey material, right? Is that?
I think so, but I think a lot of American guys wouldn't like German girls that I like because they're so kind of like, like I said, Turkey Tom cheated on his wife. Yeah, or girlfriend. I don't give a fuck. Big fucking deal.
Are you gonna go get some milk, motherfucker?
I told her about my, craziness and all the stupid stuff I did, and she finds it amusing.
Yeah.
And I guess she looks at, just don't do that shit to me. I'll fuck you up. That's kind of her view on the whole thing. So whatever. And I don't call Teeny sweetie anymore, even though she's very sweet. All right.
At least not in public. So.
It's not. I can't do it. Well, no, private. Public's fine because everybody thinks I'm doing a bit.
like in a call with your wife.
Yeah, that was stupid. But I didn't say it like, "Hey, sweetie." I said, "Hey, sweetie, what's up?" That's the way I said it. Correct?
Yeah, I can. It was.
I didn't sound flirtatious at all. Correct?
No, because it was you called me.
Yeah,
and
that was it.
It was Well, I think it was one. I think it was the Trump stream one because you wanted to know when I could be on because I had gone out that night and so I was out cold, and so they're like, "Hey, sweetie, everything good?" Something like that.
Tommy, you can't cheat. You suck at it, bro.
Yeah, I guess not. I think that's why I'm allowed. I think that's. Well, first of all, I'm fat now, and I think that's. My wife is sure attitude. No one's gonna fuck you. Oh, wow. Like that's kind of right. No one's gonna fuck you. Yeah, can I go out tonight? Sure.
Yeah, but Tommy, you'll let that shit slip. You'll be like, guys, listen, I had a great time this weekend. I can't say what it is, but 5 minutes later, I fucked this girl, right? And there you go.
I don't have any bro. Like I have friends that I see around, but I don't have bros that I go out with anymore. I stopped that years ago.
That's a marriage thing, I think, right?
I don't know. I think I would like that, and I'm sure I'd be allowed to do that. But I also think I'd drink more.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then I get competitive. When Twoon came over here, like we were drinking. He's Dutch. I drank him under the motherfucking monkey ass table. Right? And then it's like I get competitive, like old. Like I get the army back. I don't want to be doing that at my age, especially with a stint in my heart.
Oh, bro. Yeah. How's that going? You good?
I'm going to the gym. I got my. I put it right here. I got my gym membership thing, and I put the thing, and you get free like really good drinks, like those drinks that are sugarless. They're sugarless, but they taste like soda, right?
Yeah.
And you put it on, you get a free one, and you can drink as much as you want as long as you have one of these. And it goes beep, and you get the drink, and then I gobble it, and then I'll do like 15 minutes on the tread, and then I'll do this. I have a shoulder injury, and I work on the shoulder injury, so I do about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how I'm feeling.
All right. You don't get the wifey nervous if you start to get all cut up.
I think she was like, what she said? Oh, I shouldn't say this publicly.
What are you going to the gym for?
No, it wasn't like that. She said something. You're going every day, and I'm like, yeah, isn't it great? And then I stopped going every day because I realized I knew what that sounded like. I know women.
Sound like, yeah. Are you really going to the
So
gym?
I stopped. I haven't gone in a week, and I was supposed to go this morning.
You should record yourself there or something. I don't. How would you prove that, bro? Oh my God, is there suspicion in there? Oh, we should.
No, I don't think it's like. I don't think it's that.
There should be a paywall.
You know what it is? I'm a lazy fucking bum, right? And I'm always. I do everything fucking. I drag my feet on absolutely everything, and all of a sudden I'm like, ugh! And she's like, "You're fucking somebody." That's probably what it was, but I'm not. Yeah. Yes, buddy. I told you, get drunk, get fucked up, shove your face full of fucking McDonald's. Working out, you better come home. You know.
Oh, do you think that's why couples kind of like lose?
It
kinda let
is
themselves
that
go?
if a woman, I was told by a divorce lawyer that the biggest tip off that he noticed was
they go to the gym.
go to the gym. That's a good tip off. It's not 100%, but it's like if she goes to the gym and you're happy, you're probably good. If you go to the gym and you've been fighting, she's got plans. That's what the divorce lawyer told me.
This is why I only like fit women. Because that's just a part of their day.
Gym streams. Go fuck yourself. I'm fat enough. I'm the biggest fat ass. I'm with all these buff German, Turkish guys, and my fat ass is like fucking my entire t-shirt's like covered in motherfucking monkey ass sweat, and these guys are just like lifting man was like I'm good, and it's me.
Dude, you got Jeff Huffman. He can get you cut the fuck up, bro.
I know. If I was over there, well, that's another thing she did. Oh, I shouldn't. Now I got to get off on this one. Jeff sent the menu over, and she didn't cooperate.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
She didn't cooperate, so maybe she's a little insecure there. Yeah, I don't know. Well, if she finds out, she doesn't listen to the show very often, so I better hope this doesn't come out.
Yeah, don't say that out loud next time.
Time to go, bitches. Have a good night, everybody. Good night.
Bye, everybody.